Hi guys! I accidentally opened the advanced options of my microphone instead of unmuting. Whoop! Hi everybody! Are we ready? I have chocolate buttons. I'm ready. Oh my gosh! Hello everybody! Hi! How was that? Coning! 2 years! Oh my... Coning. Multi! Oh my gosh! I'm an idiot. I misread the king. Sorry. I'm sorry. This is gonna go well. I'm sorry. Multi immediately unsubscribes. Thank you for the 2 years. Hi everyone. It's part of the hype. I've just had an espresso. It's fine. Oh, sorry. Hi everyone. Oh my gosh, there's so much happening and I can't. Oh, thank you for the gifted sub, Koning. Thank you, Koning. I've got the right king now this time. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh my gosh, let me say hi to everyone and let me say thank you and welcome to people. How are we doing? So, hiya Nightcat. Thank you so much for the sub, my dude. Welcome. Hi Marty, hi Zim. Hello, hi Sam. Hi. Oh yeah, you did resub Koning. I was just saying hi to Koning who resubbed ages ago. So I wasn't a misspeaking on me, Multi. Absolutely not. I'll say thank you to you in a second. Hi Fire Queen. Hi Riffy Doodles. Hi Phoenix. Hi Mango. Hi Molly. That was so good. Thank you. Hi Kawaii. Welcome, Mawali. Welcome, my dude. Thank you so much for the follow. Hi, everyone. Hi, Ivan. Hi, Prince of Frats. Hi, Krebs. Hi, Reap. Hi, Worth Girl. If I miss someone, let me know. Prince of Frats, thank you so much for the follow. I'm going through the chat. Cotton Candy Rosa, thank you for the follow, my dude. I appreciate it. It's lovely to have everyone here. Hello. I haven't seen it yet. Currently in the car getting driven on holiday. Oh, you enjoy that, my dude. Enjoy the road trip. Hi, Rin. And yeah, hi Cotton Candy, welcome to chat. So good as always, thank you. Oh yeah, Discord message, I did kind of forget that in the hype of everything else happening. Riffy Doodles, thank you. And Captain Corey, just got to watch it, very good, thank you. Hi Henry, hi Ivy. Yeah. And Crafters, hello, Cherry Cove, hello. And that's where Multi was. Hi Multi. Thank you so much for the 2 years of support, I appreciate it. Hi Katora. Read the Watcher, hello. I don't know if I've said hi to everybody. Captain Corey, that I see in chat. And Coning has gifted 5 subs. Make sure you say thank you if you have been gifted a sub. Now it's Coning for sure. Pronounce it right, absolutely. Yeah, let's go. Oh my gosh. Hiya, Moose Stuff. And if I caught up with chat, yeah, I don't think so. Thank you so much for the follow, Moose Stuff. I appreciate it. And Moose's stuffed animal. Wait, is that correct? Hi. Oh, hi Vulcan. Hello. I see another name, Miss Maury. Hi. I think I've caught up. There we go. Hello. Go to church in like 40 minutes. Yes, it is. Time zones be a thing. It is evening for me. Partake mode, but you're currently in a test world building plants to torment dragon. Wonderful. We love that. Oh, how do we feel about that? How do we feel about that little thing? I tell you what, since we already have started, let's poddle over to this screen. Because it's probably where we're going to be hanging out a lot of the time today. It was fantastic, yes. This has been, hydrate, thank you. I hydrate. This has been really lovely. Legit, this has just been such a refreshing project, I have to say. Animatic, thank you. Dude, there's no way you're getting a hydrate train in this right now. Thank you, guys. For anyone new here, if I get 10 hydrates in a row without a chat message interrupting, then I guess everyone's popping in on it. Okay, we got 10, I'm pretty sure. Dang it. I've got to chug my bottle. 10 uninterrupted. Yeah, if we get 10 in a row, I've got to chug my bottle, which isn't actually a lot, because I haven't refilled it from today, so let me just quickly do that. Thank you for keeping me hydrated. I haven't drunken that much today. I do underestimate your power. I asked for that. I gotta be honest. Hi, Ismini. Don't tempt you. Yeah, honestly, yes. Oh well. Yeah, that was more than, as soon as it's more than 10, then that's a chug, sure. Such a lovely rush from the start to finish, thanks. Thank you. I was really concerned that people would have issue, and this might come later, with it being so short. Even though I have communicated that it's a mini animatic, I didn't communicate it in the title, and a lot of people just read the title, and so I'm guessing a lot of people are going to assume a full song to a full third life, but that's not what this was. There's nothing more powerful than chat being told they can't do something. That is fair. That is very fair. Yes. Oh, man. So, yeah, I was kind of like, that's concern, a scary part of this whole process. But, you know, if you change something in how you do stuff on social media, there's always going to be some difficulty in it. So I'm really excited that you guys enjoyed it. Dropping in and out because internet. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's fine. On the move. And so this is kind of like, oh, we got a hype chest. Open the hype chest. Let's share the emote that we got. We got a new emote. What in the world is that emote? Danger dance. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's just kind of like, this is kind of how we're going to continue on. Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, Multi. I see that on OBS, the way you intend it. And on screen it's different, so that's weird. It does kind of look like Luigi, doesn't it? Is it supposed to be like an army soldier? I don't know. Danger dance a little bit dangerous, my friend. You need a mindset change for this. You can't get away with playing safe for this. You wanna get home, but all on the line, be dangerous. Oh my gosh. Ah! Oh. To Katie, I am not here. Multi, that does not count. We have no, what's it called? We have no plan for this stream. We're just here to talk and to rant on about how much we love Epic in the live series and yeah. You wanna get home, put it on the line. I am hyped on sugar and coffee. I have had so much chocolate today. My parents have come home from the UK and they have brought so much Easter chocolate back with them. And I have consumed almost all of it. I'm calling you the wrong name. Did I do that again? Did I do it again? Oh my gosh. I just see a K and I think Coney. I'm so sorry. Told you before the animatic, before you even got the notif. Can almost buy ukulele interlude. Oh, let's go. Chocolate rules for sure. I am so high on chocolate. All I've eaten today is chocolate and a fajita. That's all I had. I am a greedy chocolate gremlin. I made little like Easter egg nests. I think I've talked about this on stream before, but we coat Rice Krispies in melted chocolate, put them in little cupcakes, and then put little mini eggs from Cadbury's, little Cadbury's mini eggs in them. And we make like Easter nests through that. And I've done that twice in the last couple of weeks. And each batch makes like 30. So you can kind of, that just kind of shows how much I've eaten. And Simon and I it's just Simon and I. So, you know. Favorite chocolate, dark chocolate. I like dark chocolate the most. Yeah. Hello, Live Series Expert. Welcome, my dude. This is where Live Series Expert comes in and tells me all the things I've done wrong in my animatics. I'd be actually interested if there's any continuity errors that I have done in the animatics. That call me out on it for sure. I pride myself in details, but maybe I get details wrong. Welcome, my dude. Lovely to have you here. Dark chocolate, yeah. I don't like white chocolate, and I don't mind milk chocolate. I mean, I'll eat milk chocolate and I'll enjoy it, but if I can choose, dark chocolate for sure. In fact, my favorite dark chocolate is a Swiss brand called Gailler, which is Cailler. And their dark chocolate, especially their dark chocolate with hazelnuts, chef's kiss, the best. Because usually if you think about Swiss chocolate, you think about Lindt, Freisch, Brungli, but Gailler, so good. And also Cadbury's mini eggs for sure. Those are like my top two. A plague upon your taste buds. It's too bitter. I guess it depends how dark it is, because the dark chocolate is like that I eat is like what 70%. If you go to 99%, then you can actually good. Live Series Expert. Yes, I got you here for sure. All the roads lead to America. Oh, I see we've got some divides here in chat. Thing is, with dark chocolate, I can eat a lot more dark. Can I? No. hold on. Let me just... Wait. My brain's just died. What can I do? I think dark chocolate feels a lot more elegant. I don't know. Depends how dark. I think it does. There's like little wafery kind of biscuity things covered in chocolate that you can get here called Keggy Fret. And they've got like a milk chocolate version and a dark chocolate version, and the dark chocolate version is just so superior. So yeah, I've noticed it can't be too sweet recently. Anyway, check to make sure it's milk chocolate first. Feel absolutely betrayed. Oh, bless. So do we wanna? Yeah, Animatic. It's come out. We've done a thing. Forgot your Twitch username is different from anything else. Oh, who are you? Do we know you otherwise? It's always interesting when people have different usernames on different platforms, because there's no way to recognize people in like that. It's like you're completely anonymous again. Ba-bum-bum. Oh man, so we've done a thing. I have done a thing. Well, you guys, so this is interesting. This is like a part of part of what I've done with this one is a lot of it was done on stream, right? So basically I did all the line art and I did all the base coloring, but then most of the rest of it was rendered on stream, which was actually doable with this Animatic, because otherwise I'd be streaming for hundreds of hours to get it done otherwise. If I streamed if I streamed all the like shading and rendering purpose. But yeah, that was actually possible with this Animatic because it was shorter. And so oh, just Hydra. Oh wait, hold on, I'm confused now. I still don't know who Bucky is. Okay. You missed those streams? What happens when you put the princess? Yeah, that's fair. Hi, that drawing guy. Hello, my dude. Thanks for the 21 months. Let's go. Appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, that was possible with this one, is that I kind of shared a lot of the process on stream with you guys, and we did like a lot of rendering of the drawings on stream. So, and that was also the thing, is I just did not hold back. For people who were here on the journey on stream, you've known this has been coming for months. Well, for a month. Because that's also the thing. I have been I've been working on this for only 2 months instead of like half a year. And so it's just not the actual Animatic yet. It's really take a minute out of your time. Go watch it so you're not too spoiled, and I guess if you watched all the streams, you're spoiled anyway. That's kind of like the caveat, right? Because some people don't want to be spoiled for the Animatic, but I also really want to take you all along on the journey with me, because I think it's fun that way. Hi, Hawk. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I saw that you texted on Discord. I'll have a look after stream. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. All the best. It's a hawk. It's a wild hawk. Yeah. My friend is here. My friend is in chat. Hello. My friend has a feather. But yeah, that was really cool. Appeared for months of not being around. Welcome, my dude. Hello. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought. That's gonna happen a lot today. I'm high on sugar. It's fine. Capturing you for his hunting. Because Hawk is a hawk? I don't know the context of that. Exactly. Earth to Katie? Yeah, honestly, brain's gone. No idea anymore. We're out. I'm gone. Yeah. I don't know that part of lore. Unless by proxy. I don't know. What should we do this stream? Hunting hawks? I'm sad. Mango, you have confuddled entirety of Twitch chat. Myself included. Right, I have not started up my thingamajigger yet. Have I watched the new series, Seven Misadventures? I have, and I've been enjoying it. It's been really lovely. Whenever I have a moment, because I follow so many people on that server, but I don't have the time to watch all their episodes, so whenever I have a moment, I just here and there watch an episode or something. Yeah, let's just blame Sam. Let's just blame Sam. Sam is... Yep. Working on a new one. Where's my programs? I need to start up. There we go. Here we go. Blame Sam for everything, for sure. For sure. And then I can share my screen. I came really unprepared. Literally, I was ready. I sat down at my desk like no, not even 10 to 6. I'm not necessarily ready, but it's fine. We'll figure it out. Just for Sam. What do you mean Sam did nothing? I don't blame Sam. Have you been watching the streams? In case you don't know, we do gaming streams every Thursday. And the last few streams, Sam has joined for some games and been a menace. Sam is a menace. Hashtag blame who. Oh. Sam did everything. Exactly. Exactly. He caused us to die multiple... Multi, you weren't there for the Phasmo stream. Zim and I have, like, extra beef. Because we've been there for it all. Anyway. Love you, Sam. Never change. You watched it. You were there by proxy. So. Should we have a look and a talk? This is going to be really interesting because usually when I have, like, a talk through of the animatic, I haven't really talked through it as much on stream. But since we did the entire process of this video, or like a lot of the process of this video on stream, I'm going to be repeating myself. So people who were there for that, for the like process of a lot of the rendering, there's going to be a lot of overlap, and maybe there's actually stuff that I forget to say that you remember that I said once. Then remind me, and that's another thing that we can talk about. Because basically, what these animatic after parties are is just all my thought process that goes into making these animatics. Like why I chose different details and different scenes and compositions and stuff, and it's just an excuse for me to blabber about it. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how long this is gonna take, because usually, I mean, I was live for 8 hours on the Battle Cry after party. I was live until like 2-3 a.m. in the morning. A.m. in the morning, wow. So I don't think that's going to be this time, because especially I have uni tomorrow, so let's not go that long. But this is also a shorter animatic, so I don't know how long this is going to take. But I have an idea. I have an idea if we are finished relatively quickly, because I'm ready to start the next project. Are you guys ready to start the next project? Because I am. I'm ready to start the next project. Yeah, keep talking to me to distract me, sure. Wait, next project. Exactly. Immediately backtracks, goes back, screeches wheels. Because I'll start talking about, I'll give a brief introduction to this idea now, and I'll talk more about it later if we get to it. But basically, for the next project, and I talked about this on stream as well on the previous art stream, I want to, for my next animatic project, and I have decided, followed by Chester. Dude, I've been sick. I was ill Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so the fact that I got this animatic finished, edited, and I'm streaming today is a bit of a miracle, so bear with me if I'm a bit foggy-brained. I'm high on sugar and caffeine and foggy-brained from being ill. This is a great combination, let's be honest. Medic! And so, freaked from excitement. Yes, for the next animatic, and I have decided what I'm going to do the animatic to, so we're going to reveal that as well this stream. What could go wrong with that combination? I have no idea. I'm going to lie flat after this. It's fine. And what I want to do with this next animatic, I want to do everything with you guys. Hear me smacking my desk to emphasize this. Every part of the process, you guys are going to be along for it. Except probably the editing part. Just because my computer won't be able to handle it. Had someone translate. She's saying that. No ads. Okay, we'll repeat when people come back from the ads. Worst timing. The ads always choose the worst timing. We love that. Dang it. Dang it. Get wrecked on some people. Wait. Wow. I'm doing, yeah, no, multi, yeah. It's just, wow, guys. Wow, guys. Oh, never got an ad, you have no idea why. Maybe you have an ad blocker. That is possible. Oh, the first speedrun, no. Let me know when you guys are back from the ads. When thou returnest from the ad break. I need to remove my key from my pocket. It's digging into my leg. Fades again. I want to do everything on stream with you guys. Not again. Not again. Just Maya, thank you. Appreciate it, my dude. Been freed of ad prison, perhaps too late. Everyone back? I will repeat. I will repeat for people who were thrown into the adpocalypse. So, I am going to, for the next animatic, invite you all along to join. You're making ferns. What? I did not clarify yet. We were waiting people to return from ads. No, ads, you just got here. No, Maya. No. Everyone being thrown into the ads. I can't speak. I don't know what Ivan means with the ferns, but honestly, it also kind of makes sense for Ivan. I haven't said what it is yet, and I won't say what it is until we've kind of talked through No Longer You, because that's the next part. What does it sound like I'm giving chat power here? I will say I'm not giving you all the power to decide on everything for the animatic. How do you make ferns? That is true. Do you grow them, or do you just out of thin air? Snap, snap. But yeah, I'm not giving like chat the entire power to decide on everything for the animatic, because 5 ads. Oh my gosh, you're gonna be there for a while, Maya. I still work on zero Wi-Fi. Get wrecked. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I invite you to join the map. Oh, that wasn't the plan. So no, hold on. Let me guys clarify before I continue reacting to chat message. I'm looking away from chat for a second so that I can actually communicate what is going on in my brain. I am going to be streaming the process with like every step of the way of making the next animatic. I've got the idea, I've got the song, but it's kind of like to show you guys the whole how I make animatics from A to Z. And you know, maybe afterwards I'll then cut it up into a YouTube video to kind of give people like a YouTube video on how I make animatics, because I get so many questions and I'm like, how can I explain this in a concise manner without spending like half an hour drafting this message? And so I think yeah, and it's also a case of like, so that to invite you guys to create with me if you want to make an animatic alongside me in the style that I do it, because obviously the way I do it is not the only way. There's so many different ways, and whatever is individual to you and what works best for you, that's best for you. But basically, there's been so many people that have asked me how I do it, and I just want to kind of give that, you know, not gatekeep on that information. I want to give that information to everyone, right? And so not just like replying to single comments, which can sometimes take a long time, and then only one or handful of people have that information. Have it out there so that everyone has that information. And so I'm streaming the process, streaming the process of the entire next animatic. And it's a case of, you know, if you guys have any ideas on the animatic, then definitely share them and maybe we can make it better together, that kind of thing. I won't let you guys decide on everything. I will have creative authority here because this is a project that I am working on. But it's that's kind of like my idea. And it also, like, I invite you guys to ask me questions. Can't pin your comment. Where's your comment? Streaming process, animatic, reference on song chosen, kind of like a tutorial. Yeah, pin this message, pinning it message. I'll say for 5 minutes. Boop, cool, thanks Multi. Cool, yep. Cool, there we go, I think that worked, right. There we go, helpful Multi, thank you Multi. Leaving it concise. So that's the plan for this next animatic. And I'll reveal after we've talked about No Longer You and more about it and like exactly how it's going to work and what the song is going to be and what the subject matter is going to be. So there we go. Okay. Let's see, any questions? Are we allowed to guess the song this stream with a hint or two? Sure. I've like this was one of the options, like, because back when last drawing stream a couple of weeks ago, we I showed you like all the ideas that I'm currently thinking of considering for animatic ideas, right? And I've decided on one of those ideas, so it's like it's a choice of those. If you were there. Before I said I would answer. Ah, there we go. And so, you enjoy studying bio, my dude. I'm just going to quickly go refill my water bottle because I'm speaking a lot and I'm speaking quickly to kind of catch up with chat and understand what's happening. I'll be right back. We have had already chug-a-thon, so don't try to chug-a-thon me again. Yeah, I will quickly fill up my water bottle because I'm already thirsty again. Dudes, can I just say, I am currently wearing an outfit and a hairstyle that I'm considering wearing for TwitchCon Rotterdam when we go. Because, yeah, we're going, that's a little idea. Wait, what? Revolution? Anyway, we'll ignore that for now. And I'm really happy with my outfit. I feel super cute today, so I'm going to probably wear this for TwitchCon and I'm happy. Yeah. Don't burn the house down. Don't, no arson here, please. No. No. I'm actually back. Yeah, gonna TwitchCon. For more information, it's probably best, if you are also going to TwitchCon Rotterdam and you may want to meet up, then it's probably best to keep an eye on the Everyone Discord. If you do exclamation point Discord, you can join our Discord. Then I will most likely update most stuff there. Because it's difficult to plan stuff while live stream on Twitch. So get most information there. Are we ready to get into the animatic? No Longer You. Oh. Now what we offer, I just honestly have no idea how I want to go about this. Because it's such a short one. How do we do it? Let me just reload the page so that the premiere. Oh, shut up! So that the premiere goes away. I heard a little ding ding. I'm gonna call you Patat, my dude. Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. If you read, you begin with A, B, C. When we sing, we begin with Do, Re, Mi. Let's start with a blank page. Wow. So, watching the animatic, love the frame at the end. Yeah, that frame at the end was a very last minute thing. In case you don't make it back, have an amazing rest stream. Thank you, my dude. Good to have you around. Patota. And you're happy to be here. Well, welcome. Hi. What is that? That is a good question. Topic of cons. The first ever con, everything. Awesome to hear, my dude. This is my notes. This is my notes. And it's not very long. It's a really short notes. Which is really interesting because usually these are like multiple pages long. And it's just, honestly, there's not that many notes to go in here because I just realized I could have added Big B. Why? Oh, mine is big because Big B wasn't there. Yeah, I get it now. So this felt like a very straightforward animatic because there wasn't a lot, like the scenes were so clear to me. Because it's like, I see a song of past romance. Sorry, that's Flower Husbands. I see the sacrifice of man. Yeah, well, Ren got his head chopped off. That's sacrifice of man. Portrayals of betrayal. B-Dub stabs Impulse. And a brother's final stand. That was multiple different things. I was thinking if that's Skiz storming the, like Skiz storming the castle. There were multiple options there, but I feel like Battle of Dogwarts, plus your girl's gotta add a Martin in there somewhere, cause I'm such a Martin fan, and so yeah. And also, other than, you know, the second half, which was Desert Duo centered, I kind of wanted to have as wide a spread of people as possible. I guess I could have maybe added Joel, but he wasn't really a brother to anyway. A brother's final stand. Hiya, Stressed Crow. Welcome, welcome, my dude. Thank you so much for the follow. It's lovely to have you here. But yeah, so this was just the minus. Yeah, because Big B wasn't dead. Martin wasn't the last one of the Red Army. Martin fan Semmel. Exactly. So it's really interesting how there was 0 question marks in this animatic. Apart from maybe the Desert Duo half, but like, yeah, it was just basically a case of I knew exactly what I was doing for this part, this part, this part. Can you see that? That's probably a bit too pastel for everyone. This part, this part, this part, this part, and then I was like, oh, this part is Desert Duo. Just something. And so that was like my entire first thought on this. Hiya, Target. Welcome, my dude. It's lovely to have you here. So yeah. And there were very few questions in this. There were like a couple back and forths on what I wanted to do this. I wonder if I changed it from the notes. Friendship slip flies before green. I didn't have that. I see portrayals of betrayal in the brother's final stand. Always thought of Impulse betraying the Red Army. And then Skiz storming the castle shortly after. Ooh, yeah, true. So that's a valid, yeah. That's why I always love like people's different interpretations on how they would have portrayed the whole thing. Portrayals of betrayal. How would you portray the betrayal? I mean, in theory, you could have the portrayals of betrayal. That's really hard to say fast. Is Scar betraying Grian for B-dubs at the end, right? Because it is Grian who then shouts, "Betrayer! Betrayer! All of you!" Right? That's a heavy moment. You could have made this entire thing Desert Duo, let's be honest. Because the sacrifice of man could have been like Scar blowing up to the creeper, and a brother's final stand. Maybe Scar falling off the edge and losing his second life, you know, that kind of thing. But I've always been an advocate of telling many people's stories, and I've never really been that interested in just telling a Desert Duo story. I will, even though half of this animatic is just Desert Duo, it just kind of worked for this one, but there's so many Desert Duo animatics out there. They were the main characters of Third Life, but I don't feel the necessary need to add to that because I think there's so many other cool stories out there. But yeah, that was kind of like the second part of this animatic, because when it came to a brother's final stand, let's be honest, if we come to this part and it's chronological, well, all you can really do, because the final 3 characters in there are... Oh no, actually, Impulse died before Big B, right? So you could have had Big B, B-dubs, Green and Scar. But I think that there's not really a lot of like storytelling you could do with those 4 characters. You could do a lot with B-dubs, Green and Scar, I think, especially the Betrayer thing. But, you know, Scar and Green, this was my foray into a little bit of Desert Duo, but I still like to tell many different stories. And because there is so much love out there for the Desert Duo already, I want to kind of like share some love for the rest of the peeps, because Scar and Green are probably arguably some of the most popular lifers, and I just want to kind of share that the rest of the lifers are also pretty cool. Yeah. First kind of 4 so live series there were loads of betrayals, but in the last 2 there were almost none. That's yeah. Yeah. That is interesting, because dude, Limited Life was full of them. Yeah. Oh no, yeah. So that's just thrown me, because I mean I don't have as good a memory of what happened in Secret Life and Wildlife, I'm gonna be honest. Because I didn't like hyperfixate on making too much for them, but yeah. Was Limited Life full of them? Maybe I'm biased with Martin's perspective and how he ended it, and then also the whole family drama. The whole family drama, and how Green then just was like, right, my bad boys are gone. I'm no longer a bad boy, I'm a neighbor. I don't know if they were full. I guess, yeah, I don't know. In fairness, Secret and Wildlife, more so, they were too busy trying to live to bother backstabbing. Yeah. Tango and Skiz. Trying to include lots of trying to include lots of perspectives. When you draw animatic, write fanfics tend to slip towards certain people's Tango and Skiz coffee. Yeah, ranchers for me. If it's ever writing, it's ranchers. I do miss the Boogeyman as well. It's just be backstabby life. I think that Boogeyman, the Boogeyman really did incentivize the backstabbage. I guess there was the most betrayals in Last Life, right? Because you think like Cleo and Bigby, Martin kind of betrayed the Southlanders. Jimmy also kind of betrayed the Southlanders. Joel and Scar were kind of like back and forth. The way people betrayed Scar's trust. Yeah, all the backstabbage. Yeah. It wasn't, yeah, Secret Life and Wildlife also didn't feel very alliance, me against you. I don't know. Anyway. In Last Life, betrayal was mandatory because of the Red Broken Alliance rule. Ah, touche. Double Life, yeah. I mean, you had the betrayal of the Divorce Quartet, quote-unquote betrayal. And also with Green, Scar, Bigby, and Ren, that whole stuff. Yeah. So many good animators, so many good ranchers. I'm glad that the ranchers get the love that they deserve, because they are the best himbos. Bye, Maya. Have a wonderful rest of your day, my dude. Smart Icicle. I want to say thank you. Love seeing your... Oh, the chat's scrolling past. Animatic work in the live series, and it inspired you to do animation as well. Let's go. You've been draw your projects, my dude. It being such a talented artist, and thank you. Can't wait to see more. Thanks, my dude. Appreciate it. Didn't like the Boogeyman that much in Limited Life. That's fair. It felt like a side thought. But yeah. Yeah, exactly. Bigby and Green as well. Speaking of Divorce Quartet, that might be something that might be the subject of the next project. Just a little sprinkling of a tidbit of information for you guys. But let's have a look at these notes. So, you can obviously see, like, this is often how I go for notes. And honestly, these are less structured than my notes are otherwise, because very often it's kind of like, hold on. It's kind of like I have like the change of a scene, because this is not very long animatic, I didn't feel the need to do it. But every time a scene changes, I kind of go between red and kind of blue, just to illustrate that a scene changes. Oh, I guess romance was also one that changed. So Song of Past, romance. I see the sacrifice of man. I see portrayals of betrayal. So this is what I would do before I start an animatic, just to get an idea of how often the frames change. And a brother's final. And this isn't set in stone, because maybe I can add like an extra frame, but you know. I see you on the brink of death. I see you draw your final breath. I see a man who gets to make it home alive, but it's no longer you. Welcome, welcome. A Reese piece. Hello. Reese's piece? Reese's? Reese? Hi. Lovely to have you here, my dude. Welcome. I do apologize if my voice is a little raspy. I'm drinking all the water I can. Flower ranchers. As in like Scott, Tango, and Welcome to chat, my dude. A Reese piece. I think now that I see it in like a color, I think I can read it better. Is Flower on to like Scott, Jimmy, and Tango? Is the three of them? I don't know if I got it. Let's go. I can read. I can read. It's an interesting dynamic to think of. That's not really one I've considered much, I'm gonna be honest. Voice is dead. It was a conference. Oh man. Scott and Tango agreed to share. Lol. But this is usually how more like what my notes look like. Maybe a little bit messier than this even, with more colors. Depending on how long the animatic is, I also kind of like make notes of who appears when, but yeah, this animatic didn't involve everyone. We did have an Impulse cameo, but no Skiz cameo. No Tango, because wow. Yeah, Tango and Scott haven't done anything together, really. They've never really been in a team. But I haven't done as... There was no Tango. There was no fire hair Tango in this. I'm sad. But there wasn't space for it. There was no Dare to Flare. Which I'm sad about. But there will be... Gosh. I need to have an excuse to do a Tango. I need to have an animatic idea where there's a Tango. Because there's probably not going to be a Tango. There's no Bigby or Joel either. No Tango, no Skiz, no Bigby, no Joel, no Cleo. No. Ether. No Ether! Draw a Tango right now. There's your excuse. Touche. Do I even need an excuse? Usually I do. My brain needs a project to work on so that I do art. That's how I work. We need a live series where Tango's the main character. If you want a fan fiction where Tango's the main character, might I recommend Your Light in My Eyes by a certain Miss Katie Rowe on AO3, which is a continuation of a story that a Monsieur Hawkwing made back a while back called Your Embers at My Fingertips. Anyway. Hovercraft decked out animatic. Dude, I don't think I could. I don't think there's much of a storyline there. I should do a Tango. I should. Anyway. Shameless self-promo, absolutely. I do have an AO3. Miss Katie Rowe, same as the Twitch name. You can feel free to find me there. Don't judge the stories too harshly. I keep them on there just out of nostalgia. There goes your Sunday. If you're reading my second story, Your Light in My Eyes, definitely read Hawk's Your Embers at My Fingertips first. Judge them. Don't judge them. It's my creative expression in another medium. It's an excuse for me to write. Is this universe... This is a way of screaming at you to continue working on your... Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Gonna find it now, give me a minute. Oh, I shouldn't have mentioned it. I must say, I am a little bit embarrassed by AO3 stuff. Because, you know, fanfics always have like this... what's it called? This... the words sprung from my thing, but people are very judgmental of fanfic stuff. Stigma, thank you, Stigma. Should you do a Rancher's animatic? Oh, there is a lot of Rancher's animatics out there. I don't think I have a song for it. If I did, then I could definitely see myself doing that. But oh yeah, Katie, let's go back. Let's go back to the animatic. But yeah, those stories were just a way for me to kind of start writing, because I actually really enjoy writing. It's another form of creative expression that I really enjoy, and I actually want to write a book, an entire book series, in fact. And you got to start somewhere, kind of thing. So, you know, I enjoyed it. Anyway, I just love telling stories. I love emotionally wrecking people with stories, whether it's through art, animatics, or writing. So yes. How do you determine what songs are appropriate for the animatic? I guess we can talk about that as well. That's definitely so. You know what I need to do? I need to make notes. I need to make notes on how I do stuff. Animatic tutorial notes, because I've already gotten lots of like helpful points. Because I basically, if you definitely want me to see your question or your, yeah, if you want me to see your question, if you want me to, if I haven't seen it and mentioned it in stream, because there's a lot of happening stuff. Yes, Multi, I do like emotionally wrecking people. Is that too much? Animatic tutorial. Talking points. Then there's a pinned comment on the No Longer You animatic that you can reply to, and I'll read all the comments there. Nothing to worry about. It's fine. What's the story called? Oh, like the AO3 story or our story that we're working on? Because our story that we're working on doesn't actually have a name yet. It's got a kind of like, it's had multiple names in the past. It used to be called Everin, but since Everin is now turned into something different, it's gone back to its original name, which is Rainism, which was a very silly little inside joke because one of our characters is Rain, but that you won't find anything for that there. You got M's at my fingertips and you're light in my eyes. That's probably what we were talking about. Thank you, Hydra. Thank you. So, animatic tutorial, talking points, how I choose songs. Now that's a really hard question to answer. And that's like a really long discussion point. And then I'll write the rest of them, like the rest of the YouTube comments on there. But yeah. I am going to have to put you guys on the side briefly because you made me chug. I need to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back, guys. And I return wondering whether Multi has once again attempted to start a... And I scroll up chat and see Multi going, right, okay, yeah, there it is. Yeah, what, you know, I can look back at chat. It's either Sam or Multi, let's be honest at this point. I know you guys too well now. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Also, ich spreche dann in dem Fall Deutsch für eine Minute. Ich stelle dann meinen Wecker. Haben wir da irgendwelche Deutschsprachigen im Chat? Kenobi, nein! Wieso? Oh, es ist Zeit. Ich erwische Multi immer gefühlt. Außer Multi hat ein paar Sachen gemacht, die ich noch nicht erwischt habe, dann per Definition habe ich es noch nicht erwischt. Es ist Zeit. Absolut. Also, ja, dann rede ich doch mal über meine Notizen, oder? Genau, ich kann alles. Der Multi versteht, dass ich über ihn rede. Er hört seinen Namen. Aber der hat keinen Plan, von was ich rede. Und das ist so das Schönste. Ja, genau. Brauchen wir so Live-Übersetzungsdinger, oder? Da habe ich Freude. Sprachvorteil. Ist Mango noch im Chat? Weil ich weiß von Mango, dass er es versteht, aber ich weiß gar nicht, ob sonst irgendjemand spricht kein Deutsch. Ah, Kenobi. Koning könnte es vielleicht ein bisschen verstehen, weil das Deutsch ist so ein bisschen ähnlich wie Niederländisch. And it's the timer. Gotta talk Deutsch. Got it. Exactly. I need to speak German for a minute if we get that. If we get that thing. Something relevant in German. Exactly. Less than half. I do speak very quickly. That's the thing. That's the issue. So, let's look at these notes, man. Vous ne passe pas? Rude or thanks? No idea. Just need to pay a lot of attention. Can understand a little bit. You've had some German lessons in the past. Oh, I don't know. Oh. I know nothing about French. Well, I know very little about French. Beamy has witnessed me try to talk French before. Right, posture check. Oh, thank you. Actually, I do need to plonk my pillow behind my back, so that. And Beamy has never recovered from witnessing me speaking German. German? No, not German. French. Oh, knocked my microphone. I have a pillow to help with my posture now. So, you know. Right. I see a song of past romance. Dude, I didn't even have, like, initially, I didn't even have the cut to Scott leaning over Jimmy's grave. I find it very interesting always looking. Yeah. Yeah, stretch, thank you. I do stretch. Thank you for taking care of your streamer. Lord of the Rings reference? I haven't a clue. Is that concerning hobbits in the music? I don't think so. It's called As Rainbows Fall by Descant. Hi, Happy. Thank you so much for the resub. Let's go. I appreciate it. Hey, you're 1 month away from a Void IB, my dude. I think you're reading too much to the flute. As Rainbows Fall by Descant. Decided whether someone redeems stretch, you'll do your PT exercise. Always forget to do them. That's a good idea. That's a good idea, my dude. Right. We have. I always find it really interesting because once I have done like the sketch for the drawings, or like just even the composition sketch, I don't refer to these notes anymore. So it's really interesting, like coming back and seeing the changes that I've made. Like, for instance, here, Martin slicing Ren's throat with blood dripping down the axe. That's a completely different frame than what we had in the end. It's maybe a little bit more complicated. I think we kept things all very simple here. Yeah, beat up swinging sword at impulse. Clock around his wrists follows the blow. Well, swinging sword, he is just stabbing him. It is just stabbing him. Because let's be honest, there wasn't really much of a fight. It was just a backstab, or a front stab, actually. Because Beat-Ups has no issue with front stabbing his friends, apparently. As we also saw with... Dude, how could I forget the betrayal of Tango? Of Beat-Ups for Tango in Last Life. Dude, I listed up all these betrayals. How did I forget Tango? How dare! How dare! Anyway. And a brother's final stand. Crown rolls on the floor in front of Martin. I always add far more motion to these frames than I actually draw. And part of that is out of, I don't want to animate a rolling. Yeah, he did front stab him. Do it on self-promo or sharing cool stuff. Go for it, absolutely. We'd love to see all the stuff. Or art and creative projects. Cool. That as well. Absolutely. That's what they're there for. How could I forget the rage? Indeed. How dare. So yeah, Crown rolls on floor in front of Martin. He emotionally reassumes battle stance. Emotionally reassumes battle stance. Yeah, right. Emotionally reassumes battle stance because this is very much emotionally oops, that changed a lot. But it's one of those things I see myself doing this a lot, is I always take far more notes on like far more things that could happen in that time, but you also need to give like a frame time to breathe. You can fill it with far too much happening and then people watching it are overwhelmed. And I'm always concerned with that happening. Like I was kind of concerned with that happening with this animatic, because initially I didn't have like the content warnings at the start. I just threw you in there immediately. And by the time that you've like full screen the video, you're at Ren getting his head chopped off. So you've missed the entire Flower Husband's part because it's over so quickly. And I kind of need to be careful. Emotionally resumes death. Lol. I kind of need to be careful with how much I want to put into these lyrics and how much I'm able to show. Because if there's just like, there are moments that are supposed to be really short. Like imagine think of Battle Cry with a flashback to Jimmy in the flower fields. Speaking of, does this background remind you of something? Does this remind you of a thing, of potentially from something else that I might have done at some point? Does it remind of for goodness sake, I can't find the video. Give me a second. I'm taking forever for this. This bit is going too long. Does it remind you of something? You know what you got? Reminds you of the animatic no longer back here. Oh wow. I spent 8 hours on this background. I drew this background for 8 hours. There is no way that I'm not reusing it. I have a print on my wall of this background because I liked it so much. And I did not give it the chance to get the recognition it deserved because... And my headcanon is this is the same flower as Scott puts in Jimmy's hair here. Although this is more like a rose, I guess, with the amount of petals, and this is more like a poppy. But, you did not spend 8 hours on the background. You, in fact, didn't make that background. Good job. Yep. So, yeah. That, I reuse some things. So, you know, professional animations reuse all assets all the time, especially yeah, exactly. I don't want to redraw a crystal or a wither or a flower husband's background. And you want to know the funnier part of this? This is the same background. This is the same background, but I painted out the flowers. You can still kind of see a bit of purple particles there over here where my mouse is with the flowers. But this is basically this area here of this background, but flipped and desaturated. Can you kind of see? This is where the mountain comes down. So it's kind of like Jimmy's in the way here, but trust me, like the rocks over here are like rocks behind Jimmy, which almost makes it sadder because there's very detailed rockage behind Jimmy here, but no one ever saw it. Tell you what, I'm just going to quickly open up the thing drawing. Why not? Give me a sec. I see a song of past. Oh, for flip's sake, the Photos app has just gotten so bad since the update. Since the Apple update. Ah! Ba-da-da-dum-dum, da-da-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. So yeah, this is the print that I got for myself. So yeah, you see kind of like the stony part here. Like imagine that flipped, and you've got this background. Yeah, yeah. You see it with no things. Bye, Multi. Have a wonderful rest of your day, my dude. Flower husbands, that flowers or husbands, exactly. So, yeah, I'm just reusing the backgrounds, and I painted over this quite a bit, but like the base was still there. You know, why not? Sam caused chaos. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. But it's interesting how I had all these notes and I actually strayed from them quite quickly. What we up to? We're kind of going through my notes and seeing how they actually do differ from the animatic quite a bit. Like I think every single, like even like the friendship slip flies before Green, where, you know, not Green grabbing it, but B-Dub's grabbing it, so Green gets betrayed. I'm guessing I See You on the Brink of Death would have been Green losing his yellow life originally. And then, oh yeah, and then flash to Green and Scar in the lake. Yeah, sometimes I just plan far too much and there's not really any space for it in the animatic. Because that got condensed to just one frame of these guys. Just, you know, hanging out in the water. But I think it kind of needs that space. Oh, we've just hit 1k likes. Let's go. It kind of needs that space, I guess, doesn't it? We are very much going severely off track. This is very normal for us, I will say. We have all the different tangents you can ever imagine. That's always the case. But, yeah. And then, oh, interesting. I had like just the general, like the large notes, so to say, of what I want. So Green in the sun, and then he steps off the cliff. Yeah, honestly, that's pretty accurate to what we had. Smooth transition from the lake. Oh, I had a lot of fun editing this, like with different kind of audio. I'm gonna mute the audio in case people have problems with that. But like the different flashes, like I enjoyed that flash, and oh, it was really fun. And this frame, does this look like you know, an animated series that came out recently of two people who actually care for each other fighting? An iconic frame in that fight. People who were on stream when I colored this know, but Arcane, yeah, you got it, my dude. You got it. This is this is a direct reference from that. So yeah, it's kind of like I enjoyed adding that as a little tidbit. Do I still have the oh, I do still have the reference pictures in here on the actual drawing. Here we go. So these are my reference drawings. There was also like someone who did like an artwork of it. Let me just get this up. Who I thought was I really liked, because you could see their, like more of their, I just like the style. You could see more of their poses. It wasn't as zoomed in as it was here. So yeah, it's kind of like what this frame is referencing is that need to watch Arcane, which is you finish the Legend of Korra. Arcane, let's go. We loved Arcane. I've got space buns. I put my hair into space buns right now. It's worth it, but you need to be mentally ready to watch it. It's heavy, I will say. It's very good. It's very pretty as well, but it's emotionally written. Yeah, I've got space buns. My hair into space buns, but like all the bobby pins are falling out right now, so I'm just gonna take all the bobby pins out. Beep, 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 beep. There we go. So yeah, I see you draw your final breath. Let's go. Let's poddle along to here. Yeah, I struggled a lot with. You know what? Oh, let me just figure something out. Let me just bear with me for a little bit, guys. I need to figure something out, because if I haven't used like IRL references of myself in this, which I don't think I have, because sometimes I take pictures of myself in these things, kind of like when it comes to like especially hand references. And they're then in the kind of what's it called, speed paint. But if they're not in the speed paint, then we could in theory do a speed paint of everything, of the entire animatic while I'm chatting, right? So you can kind of see a speed paint of everything that's happening. There. There's nothing. Oh, you get to see my fails in all the sketching. No, not the fails in the sketching. Some of these poses were really difficult. Especially like the one falling of Arcane is just like convince you to try playing League of Legends. The one failing. Don't worry, I'm not convinced. That's fine. I'm just basically going through the time lapses of every single drawing here to see if there's like a jump scare Katie in any of them. Because I have no interest of showing you guys my weird reference pictures because they can get weird. But I don't think I needed them for this animatic. I think I was pretty okay. There wasn't anything that completely incredibly difficult. It was just references to the characters. Or I was just like, I didn't really like spend enough time to try and get these characters that accurate. I think we're good. Apart from, you know, the arcane stuff. There might be a fist in here. Is there a fist in here? Oh man, some of the old references I take here, man, my gosh. Oh no, I just legit just threw out that fist of Brian's just without reference. Oh my gosh, I'm proud of myself. Hi, Dragon! Martin downloaded League of Legends. This is not a joke. Sit on stream. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we're good on that front. I'm almost there, guys. I'm almost there. Dip-a-dip. I think we're good. And then this one. Yeah, okay, tell you what, guys. Let's just do a full speed paint watch. Because this animatic is as short as it is. That's possible. So let's just start at the very beginning and make our way through. Ba-do-ba-do. Because why not? I saw, that was one of the comments that I saw on... that I've already seen on the No Longer You Animatic, is people wanting to kind of see some speed paints. Yeah, I think that was from you, wasn't it, drawing guy? But yeah. Thinking of ways to melt my plant. You're thinking of ways to melt my plant almanac. Did I miss something? You want to use the flower husband onesie background? Oh, could I possibly use my animatics as computer backgrounds? So basically, you can, for sure. You can screenshot it, my dude, if you want. I have this kind of like setup that if people want like the full resolution ones, like the full resolution pictures. I'm just dragging myself. Aha, okay. I get it now. I looked away from chat for a bit. Hiya, Jen. So I have it kind of set up if people want the full resolution images that they can buy it as a digital print, and then they can do it with it what they want, apart from, you know, post it and claim it as their own art. But that's like, I think $15 is how I have it organized. So if you're interested, there is you can get in touch via everin.business@gmail.com. You'll see the email at the bottom of each description for as like the business inquiries thing. So if you're interested in that, for sure. Yeah, we've definitely got a Ken here. So this was interesting, like Jimmy's hair here, because like, especially in the reference that you have in the corner here, right, of of the flashback to Third Life. I wanted his hair to be different. You can kind of see how I like played around between different hairstyles for Jimmy here, because I like the idea of them kind of evolving through the life series, looking different. Like, for instance, Scar got a scar. I have a Discord server. Yeah, we do. We do have a Discord server. If you do !Discord in the Twitch chat, you'll get a link for it. I like kind of like having the characters have this evolution, because it's also really interesting because I've drawn them, especially since, I mean, I have drawings of them from Third Life. I drew every single character in Third Life because I did like a spread of 3 drawings which showed each faction. So you had like the Sand People, which involved the Flower Husbands and Joel. You had the Crassel, and you had the Red Army, right? And so I did a spread of them, and I've got like, that's the oldest drawings that I have of each of these characters, which is really fun. Which was what, 4 years ago now? Must have been. Yeah, it was 21. 4 years ago. And it's really interesting to see, because in the time that I have drawn these characters, I have kind of updated their design. Think, you know, Grian had straight hair before, although I did not draw him with straight hair in this one. Or like the way I draw Martin has changed a lot, like with the hairstyles especially. But messing around with hairstyles, trying to make them more unique between characters. Me too. It's a continuous journey. It's really fun, like updating character designs as you continue. A character that has stayed very similar to the first. Oh, hello, Scott. To the first time I've drawn it. The hairbenders again. Exactly. The character that stayed very similar since the first time I ever drew him. Can you guess? Can you guess a character that hasn't changed a lot? Because especially, like, think Tango, right? His hair didn't used to be on fire. The way I've drawn... No, I have, like, consciously changed Jimmy's hair. I've consciously changed Grian's hair. It used to be very straight, and now it's very curly. I haven't changed Scott's hair a lot, actually. Impulse has stayed pretty similar, yeah, that's true. That's true. But also, like, facial structure and stuff. Scar. Like, the strokes that I make for Scar's hair has stayed the same since the very first... Yeah, there you go. There you go, Cucumber. Though since the very first time that I drew Scar, the strokes that I make for his hair are still the same. The scars that I draw on him are still the same. I'll show you in a second the very first time I drew Scar. It's alright, my dude. Chat delays the thing. So hold on, let me just find that image. Let's see if I can find the very first time I drew Mr. Goodtimes. Because basically I didn't used to have this drawing on my iPad. I had to actually screenshot it from Instagram. Yeah, there it is. So look, you've got, oh my gosh, you can't see the whole thing. So you have Grian up here. Oh, hello. Kind of glitching out. Grian up here. Oh, hello, very much glitching out. Is there a way that we can get this full screened? Oh gosh, the quality. I screenshotted this from Instagram. Stretch, thank you, Sim. I stretch. But let's see. Is this gonna be better? Maybe. Kind of a little bit better. Oh, it's glitching out a bit. It's not full. It's not showing the full screen, but you can kind of see Grian. And I will say, I kind of had Grian's hair. I'll just quickly do that. I had Grian's hair have that little thing the whole time. Joel, Jimmy, and Grian are so different. That is true. That is true. But look at Scar, man. Look at Scar. He's like got that same smirk, the same eye shape. Only I've changed it, but like you can't really see it here because of the contrast. But the way I do the kind of quiff of his hair, it's the same. And Joel's hair's always been very like bubble shaped. I kind of think of bubbles when Joel. That's Joel. Yeah. Scott's hair. It's always been But yeah. I mean, Joel's hair's always had like the two. You don't see it here because of contrast either, but there's like the two kind of strands of hair poking out is where his hair. But Jimmy's hair, look, very different. The pufferish of peace. But just in case, we'll plonk to this screen. I keep forgetting I have this screen. Just in case you want to see like the rest of them. Let me see. Let's say I'm looking for Ren, maybe. So it's basically like a spread where you had the sand guys to the left. Like how I draw Skiz has changed as well, right? Ren remains fairly similar. Etho's changed the way I've done his hair. Big B's changed. Martin's changed. The almighty pufferish, exactly. So yeah, this was a whole thing of like, so you'd have like the sand people on the right of a screen, the sand people on the left of the screen. I know my left from right. Sand people on the left, the red army on the right, and then we'd have the Crassel in the middle. And let me just find that drawing. Skiz is the most similar. Skiz is pretty similar, yeah. Although the way I draw, it's always been spiky hair, but I always have like this strategy on how I draw people. And yeah, the way I draw Pearl. Pearl? Why? I just saw Pearl right now. Hold on. You have not drawn Scar. You've not drawn Scar? Oh my gosh. Green Cleo very recently. Did draw all of Botum. Let's go. Not a failure. And then there's 2 Botum drawings. Oh, don't call yourself a disappointment, my dude. Pearl mentioned... yeah, I messed up. Pearl mentioned in a third live stream. But basically... And then this was the crest. Oh, you can't see Impulse very well. Impulse hasn't changed a lot. Tango's facial features haven't changed a lot, but his hair for sure. And yeah, the Cressel in the background. B-Dubs has changed just because his skin has changed. And you can't really see Cleo's face here, but yeah, the whole idea is because you've got the Cressel in the middle, and then they're being attacked from one side, from the left side from the Sand People, from the right side from the Cressel. And that was kind of like the spread of this. And that was my very first live series art. The very first live series fan art that I've ever done. And let me just quickly see. Right after that, I also did a Cleo drawing. When Cleo died. So this is the very first time. Cleo's gone through a lot of my... Cleo's gone through a lot. Just period. Cleo's been through a lot. No, my Cleo design has changed a lot. Looks more like Pearl, doesn't she? Like your cat whenever he hears you say baby instead of, you tell attention is drawn to the screen. Let's go. What should you do next because you recently got your ability to draw back? Clear drawing actually fixed your art style. Hate for once. Or Gem, yeah. For some reason, it seemed like all women looked the same. Although, when it came, it was interesting. I've gone through many different phases in my art where I first, like, was able to give a lot of diversity to women that I drew, and I drew a lot of women. And then it kind of shifted, especially when I started doing art for the Dream SMP, that I was only drawing guys. And then that's kind of like where my characters would have, I guess you can do a lot with color here as well, but yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting how like the art style develops. Man, oh man. So much. Oh, Cleo's been through so much with my art. just as a reference. Oh, oopsie, wrong draw. This is them now. They look so different. They look tired, bless them. But honestly, same if I've been through so much and if I was being plagued by... Yeah. That's a perfect quote. How we doing? We're doing good, my dude. We're doing good. So let's go back to... drawing references. Drawing references, speed paints. That's what we're getting back to. It's very interesting as well because I very often like copy and paste frames to kind of reference them for the next one. So you often see like drawings or like especially the line art of the previous frame in the next one. So I'm taking this as a reference because I kind of wanted... My whole idea at the beginning of this is I wanted kind of a similar transition to what we had in Who Are You Really? When it was like right at the beginning of the video where it's like Cleo and Lizzie standing across and then they kind of swipe across and then you have the transition of the different positions, right? I kind of had in my thought to have something similar to that, but then it wouldn't make sense because Scott's hand would be going all off to the side during that transition and it would look weird, so I decided not to go for it. But oh, he's in agony. I did have like this yeah, he originally had a very like angry facial expression, and I felt like Scott kind of mourned him. Yes, he was angry in the moment, but I feel like he mourned him more sadly. It felt more like Scott to have him just at that moment be sad instead of angry. It felt more true to character. I think I asked Twitch about this, and I think it was a bit of a 50-50 spread on which one people preferred more, so I made the executive decision to make him sad. I see you, song of past romance. I'm gonna eat chocolate. Can I eat chocolate? You hear the rustling of my fin. Hello. Am I open for collabs with other people? Sure, I guess. I think it depends on the person. I think it depends. I think that would be fun and cool. You cannot eat chocolate? Oh, I cannot eat chocolate. Well, too late. I'm eating Cadbury's chocolate buttons because I got Cadbury's Dairy Milk Buttons cream egg. Cream egg? No, not cream egg. That's something different. A chocolate Easter egg. You know, the ones where they're like massive Easter eggs, and at the bottom of them they're like a package of stuff. Don't tell my brother. Bye, Henry. See you later. Don't tell my brother because he loves chocolate buttons. But it was either chocolate buttons, a cream egg, or an Aero. And I don't like cream egg or Aero. So I stole the chocolate buttons from my brother. And he can't stop me from eating them now. Don't pink crow. No, Sam. That's not fair. You would take the Aero. I like Aero mint, but I don't like... I find the Aero chocolate itself just a bit boring. Trying to stop eating too much sugar. Oh, that's difficult around Easter time. Although Easter's still a month away, but that's fine. Ignore me. Move on to the next one. I really struggled with this perspective, I will say. Especially with him like having a beard. I don't think I really kind of... Because I wanted it to be a top-down perspective of him looking up. And I almost had like a slash. Imagine... So I'm just going to quickly interrupt this. Imagine like a slash across... Ooh, I have a star brush. That's far too wholesome for this drawing. Nearly had like an axe slash going across him like this. And that would have been mirrored in when Martin got slashed to death. But yeah. I did struggle with this one and I had many ideas. But I'm really happy with how it came out. I really like this drawing. And like just the expression on his face. I'm very, very proud of like the complex emotions that kind of conveys of like his kind of resolve. Well, welcome, Blue Jay. Lovely to have you here, my dude. Kind of the resolve, the sadness that he's giving up a life and the understanding on what this is going to turn into. Yeah. I'm very happy. Please put stars around him quickly. It would be really funny. I could do. And then have it kind of flash to like making him look happy. Oh, dude, I never drew the Mad King. I never drew the garments. Why didn't I do that? I can't remember why I didn't do that. Thank you for following, Blue Jay. Appreciate it. And Palantir, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. It's lovely to have you guys here. Hello, hello. Oh man, I really like drawing Ren. Ren's a fun person to draw. I like the dog ears, I like long hair, and I like beard. Glasses are an arse. They can go away. Glasses are so difficult. And it's always like a dishing up between hiding the emotion that you're showing through the glasses, but you know. Didn't do it because I forgot to. Yeah, maybe. But then again, you've kind of got the flash to the Red King. So maybe adding like robes as well would have been too much. I don't regret not having it. It's fine. Your solution's no glasses, but his Ren dog. He's got to have glasses. Pretty much my older Through Life poem, Animatic. You're crying now. Also, welcome for the follow. Thank you. Yeah, the poem was, oh gosh, so long ago. That was another one. The Diggity Dog. Ren is great. Ren built different. The shading on this, we did this shading on stream, and I really enjoyed the shading on this one. Because it was like purple and orange, kind of like having the orange of like a torch that's burning for war to come, but also having it be kind of like purple for, you know, the background, but also Martin being the one to slice his throat, and the Watcher's talking to Martin, kind of incentivizing him to do it in that sense, and having that Watcher's influence, and also the Watcher's wishing for chaos. And this was kind of like the chaos. Ren without glasses would probably be like you without glasses, to reach for a point of use to them. Taking them invokes an uncanny valley. Yeah. I mean, we could just have a look at what he looks like without the glasses, I think. Oh, I don't like it. Oh my gosh. He looks like sausage. He reminds me of sausage. That's weird. Furry sausage. Ren is just furry sausage with glasses. That's really weird. Yeah. No, let's put him back on. Burn it. Ren needs his glasses. Not that he's ugly without them, but it's just, no, Ren. Don't look like Ren. That's like bearded Etho, or Etho without a mask. It's just furry sausage with glass. Yes, apparently that's something that I've just said. It's so weird. I've got it like on 3 screens right now. I'm looking at like 3 different screens. Just think about that as food sausage, not person. No, Sam, ew. Ugh. I've gone off my chocolate now. It's like Scott not being gay. It's like Scott with a normal hair colour. A natural hair colour. Boom. It's like Beatles without his clock. Showing a playlist for potential animatics. Might have been during spotted a Tangle the series song. When will it be used? Oh, dude. I don't know if I will use. I probably not use every single song on that playlist, because I'd be at it for all of my life, right? Because I'm adding songs faster than I'm making animatics, and that song was one of the first songs on there. And for that song, I will say, for that song, I do have a storyline to it. It would be for original story. It would be for our original characters and our original story. It was ready as I'll ever be, exactly. Nothing left to lose. I don't. I know the title, but I don't remember how it goes. But yeah, it's ready as I'll ever be. And honestly, it was actually the inspiration for a character, because I misheard one of the lyrics. And I don't know if it would be spoilery, because the way it would work would be something that wouldn't actually happen in the story, but it would be character motivations. It would show character motivations for the story. So I don't know yet. Yeah, inspiration from a misheard lyric. Exactly. You'll one day find out what that character is. Be a good Double Life Pearl song. Is that the Cassandra song? I remember hearing it. I remember seeing a bunch of animatics to it, but I don't think it really inspired me personally much. But yeah, that animatic was one of the very first that was like, I saw an animatic to it. Or that song. I saw an animatic to that song of people's original characters. And literally what I did, because this is baby Katie. This is baby Katie. And this was before I made any animatics. Like, imagine 2018, 2019. And, well, I'd made 2 animatics by then, but we haven't shared those on the internet, and they'll never see the light of day. But, that was like an animatic idea that I had, and it was basically just do the exact same thing that this person did, but insert my original characters. So yeah. Don't trust Cassandra, especially when she's in kid form. Sure, good to know. The Untold Story by B Slick. 5 AM Pearl. You could make a full playlist of 5 AM Pearl songs, let's be honest. Do it and then share it with the class. Make the whole playlist, for sure. Everything I ever thought I knew. I don't know Tangled, the series, that well. It's actually on my to watch list because I heard a lot of people really like it. But you know, there's a lot of my stuff on my to watch list that I barely ever get through. But there are some songs in there that are absolute bangers. And I know it took the internet by storm. Oh, this pose was so difficult. Do you guys want to know how I got this? How I got the before we continue? Hold on, let me just pause this. Oh, hello! Look, it's a tango. It's a tango cameo. Woo! Get that, trader. I'm gonna pause on this. Do we want a guess on how I got that sword to actually stab through impulse? For people who haven't been here on stream and know it from stream. I don't know if I did it on stream or not. I can't remember. Do we know? Because I know there's this thing called a mask. And I haven't figured out how to use it yet. I have no idea. Any other songs AFI? Yeah, that's kind of like my same experience with Tangled the series. Earth by Sleeping at Last. Oh, it's very good. That's a good song. I just need to remind myself what it's like. Good betrayal song, is it? Gosh, I don't think I've ever just took it from beat up to his bad aim and stabbed impulse himself. Yes, because that's how it works on a 2D drawing. Little goober saying, what? Ivan, you confuse me. But what else is new? Let's be honest. So basically what I did was I cut impulse in half and layered one impulse on top of the other. Feel free to quote that, my dudes. Yeah, and so I'll show you at the end of the drawing. Why must I do everything myself? B-dubs, your aim is terrible. Let me just stab impulse myself because we need this dramatic moment so that we can have an impulse cameo. Because otherwise people will shout at me if we don't have an impulse cameo. I dig till my shovel tells a secret. Say to the earth that I will keep it. Brush off the dirt. Let my change of heart occur. Oh, I kind of see that. Sold soon after the appraisal. Hammer struck the auction table louder. Anything I ever heard. So, oh, look, there's the savage. And the blood. So much blood. Sold soon after the No, what? I can't remember the lyrics. Can't remember the lyrics that well. But basically, we have an Impy and we have an Impy 2. This is Impy 2. I just took a bit of his tummy. And his arms are on a separate layer. So that the sword could stab into there. Blood, blood and death. Blood. So yes. Rusty's drawn an animatic to that song? Really? Oh man. I need to look that up if I haven't seen it yet. So yeah. This would be Impy without it. Impy with... Oh, it looks I've missed some highlighting there. But I'm very happy with how this frame turned out. I've just realised the stabbing goes off screen. Did I mess up? Oh, I hope I didn't mess up with the actual video where we... Because this is something that I always notice, right? Because these are PNG files. I think I zoomed the guys in too much for that. There's always kind of like some lines that you can kind of see of these guys just getting cut off at the bottom. So let me just quickly triple check that I didn't do it this time. I always find this after I've uploaded the animatic. No, we're fine. We don't have a cut-off sword. It's fine. It's good. It's a very long sword. Poor impulse indeed. That is like one of the moments. I think it's a very underrated moment. Because like generally like B-dubs and impulses whole back and forth with the clock. Oh, I love it. I think you notice the tiniest details. Yeah. Every mistake you make is always present in one of your animatics. Yeah. It's one of those things like, I think it annoys me most. We've got Battlecry open here anyway, so let's have a look at Battlecry. So one of the moments that annoys me most is Jimmy's leg is cut off up here. You can barely see it. It's like 2 pixels. But Jimmy's leg is cut off. And that annoys me so much. And then right after, because this is, I edited this. Did I edit this in one go? I feel like I might have. But also Joel's pillar down here is cut off. And it annoyed me so much because I tried so hard with this animatic to not have that. Because I was like, no, this has to be perfect. Oh, it annoys me so much. But no one ever sees it. Like, you've got it full screen, right? And you don't see that one bit of pixel. It's off screen right now, but you don't see that one layer of pixels down there. And you don't see it on Jimmy's leg. And if you have seen it and you noticed it before I told you, don't tell me because then I'll feel terrible. But basically, oh, his leg just is cut off up there. But that's just the way it is. That's just the weight of the world. Ah. And now we're on to the next speed paint. This is where you're going to see me really struggle with this crown. Because this crown was a pain. Apri Earth Animatic is to Warriors. Oh, it was Apri did a Earth. But it's not from Sleeping at Last. That's a completely different song. That's a completely different song. Now I've got this cursed frame in front of me from Battlecry. Let's get rid of that. Oh, this flipping crown, man. Because I had the full crown. And then I was like, how do I make this crown look broken? How do I make it work with the environment? Oh, I despised it so much. But yeah, a lot of the sketching of this animatic was done in bed between like going to bed and, you know, actually going to bed, if that makes sense. The entire Third Life poster traditionally struggled. Yeah, just explode the crowd. Just blow it up. Just blow it up. I really got into drawing crowns because of Dream SMP. There's so many crowns people from the Dream SMP, people wearing crowns, like characters that had crowns on from there, that I feel like that's where I kind of got good at drawing crowns, or got, you know, I very much learned how that works. Hiya, Echo! And bye, Hydra. For ties! For ties! Boop. Oh. I finally... And yeah. Just saw the Instapost feeling, I was like, yeah, here we are. We have arrived for the Animatic Afterparty, and we're kind of just talking through the Animatic here. Bum, bum, bum. I love how Martin always has these sandals on, but I go, no, boy has boots. I will not draw sandals, and I will not draw toes. I have drawn Martin with sandals and toes before, but in a context where he was a beach boy. A mean girl, you could say. Bum, ba-dum, ba-da-ba-da-da-dum. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the colours for this. This was one of those kind of backgrounds, frames that I was kind of dreading. And very often when I'm dreading frames like that, I'm just like, I just, without really much of an idea, go on stream and draw it. And sometimes it takes a little longer. What's wrong with toes? I just find them difficult to draw. I'm bad at drawing feet as it is. And then I have to draw fingers on feet. Are you kidding me? Toes make it much easier to walk. That is true. Tangle sandals don't really work with stub feet, you realised? Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't quite, yeah. I guess it depends on your style as well. But I just, feet are just so hard, man. I'm like slowly but surely kind of getting to be able to do hands without really having to think too far or, you know, spend half an hour doing it. But, oh yeah, we had blood on the crown. You don't really see that in the final animatic, do you? Man. Generally, I feel like the colours. Let me just quickly. Yeah, look, the colours are duller. I don't know what. Ooh, hello. I don't know what to do. The colours are. I increased the saturation by like 15% on every single layer. So, saturations are down. Look at how saturated that crown. Oh, you know what? I'm willing to bet that that crown had a layer on it that was normal. No, in that case, it shouldn't be so dark. Why so dark? For goodness sake, rendering. Oh well. That's the way it is. Just know that my drawings are actually a lot more vibrant than they look like in the in the videos. Sadly. Oh, hello. Oh, this was the... Yeah, I gave up on this idea very quickly. This was Grian having like a floating friendship message in front of him. Oh, I said no to that. Thank you, Otter. Hi. Epic has pancakes? You must watch me. Epic has pancakes? You can laugh at pancakes? Oh, no, don't. Oh my god. I only just got it. Savage, mate. That. How dare you? I can't believe you. We don't laugh at pancakes. That just hit. I need chocolate to. If you know, you know. I'm distraught. I can't believe you. How to get motivated to watch? You can either listen to the whole music, and you can do that while you're like traveling or something. Although I don't recommend, because you might want to cry in public necessarily to do it while you're traveling. But there's also like compilations of some of the best animatics out there that you can just watch in like a quote-unquote movie. Now here you are confused. Yep. But oh my gosh, I can't believe it. No, not the pancakes. I can't believe it took me so long. We have pancakes. I can't. I'm dead. You love pancakes? Oh, I'm in pain. I can't believe you've done this. Man. I really struggled with this sketch, I will say. I gotta say. This sketch was a tricky one. I see you on the brink of death. Oh look, it's a little guy. It's a little... I was figuring out the designs as well. Like buttermilk pancakes. Creating a list... Oh, hello. Creating a list of people who want to collab with. As an animator, mind you thinking about creating an indie animation and live series crossover. I mean, sure, I'm not really one to do animations. Depends on the project, really. Currently eating crepes, which are kind of like pancakes. They are. Can do add to that list. But yeah, it all depends on time. Because I'm very limited for time. It would have to be like a project that I'm really like sold on. So yeah, I am definitely in theory opening. You could relax, my friend. Celia, you're hurting. Oh. Thanks to your younger brothers cooking hyperfixation. We love it when people around us have cooking hyperfixations. That often ends, well, Sometimes it ends in dubious experiments, but that often ends in yummy goodiness. I haven't had pancakes in ages. We've got a waffle iron. Oh, you know what? We had pancakes, or you could say crepes. We had mini crepes a couple days after we moved in. So like beginning of January is the last time I had something pancake adjacent. But, you know, French pancakes, not American pancakes. I really struggled with the lighting on this one, I gotta say. Because I didn't really know how to... I wanted it to be kind of dark and dingy, but I also wanted to highlight it somehow, add a different colour, with it not just being blue. And I think with adding a bit of orange in there, it kind of adds a bit of light and... yeah, I don't know. I will say this isn't my favourite of the drawings. It's one of those... And it often happens where it's like, oh, I'm just okay with this drawing. It's not my favourite. I wouldn't have a print of it. And that's okay. Not every single drawing needs to be, you know, a jaw dropper for you. Maybe it's a jaw dropper for someone else. There's a lot of like animatic frames where I'm like, oh, you really want that as a frame? I really don't like that drawing, but sure, if you want it if you want to purchase a print of it, that's totally fine. I'm not gonna judge. That's very frequently the case, and that was the case with this one. Get rid of those reference pictures. Boop. You want it as a frame? Oh, thank you. People usually judge you for not watching films. It's fine. I admitted to Simon yesterday that I haven't watched The Hunger Games. Considering that the live series is very Hunger Games similar. I find it strange that I haven't actually watched The Hunger Games. Because I think it would be something that I genuinely really would enjoy. You know, reading the book or something. I think I'd like it. Because I like the live series. I know, right? I could read The Hunger Games. I should watch that series? What series? The Hunger Games series. There's a series? What? Watch. See, now I'm being judged. Def read the books. Thing is, reading books take longer. I know I'm a terrible person for saying this, but I'm really bad at reading books. I'm much better at watching movies. I'm a very visual person, and I just don't have the time to read most books. My to be read list is already very long, and I want to kind of like read through some classics first, before I kind of, you know, watch series, read through like book series. I really want to read like stuff. I've kind of gone. I hope this doesn't ban me because I'm guessing Twitch is a US company, Amazon's a US company, but I've really kind of been hyped. I've had an recent interest for reading books that have been banned in the US, just to spite those policymakers, because it's really interesting. I googled like the banned books of different countries, right? There's like lists, and the US has a lot. Like a lot of Eastern countries have a lot, but even like the UK and Germany have quite a few. And you know what country has exactly 0 banned books? It's Switzerland. So speaking of that American freedom, I have the freedom to read whatever I want. And it's something that I kind of want to take advantage of. Like reading books like The Handmaid's Tale, 1984. But those books are banned in the US, apparently. Good job, Switzerland. Exactly. I can read whatever I want here. And it's just kind of like... Did a project on this as a US citizen. It's really interesting. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, I want to know why these books were banned. Because a lot of them, like, you'd read into, like, why they're banned. And it's usually because, like, oh, this was really, like... This book was basically slander on another person, which is not okay. But they're mostly banned from school libraries. Yeah. And Hunger Games are banned in some countries. Can't remember which. So yeah, it's interesting like what different books are banned in different countries. And kind of like there's a whole Wikipedia list. And so it's kind of like, well, I want to take advantage of this freedom that I have in this country because it's a freedom that not other people have. And I want to be able to educate myself with the stories that these books tell and kind of understand why are they banned and what does that say about the government that bans them, right? And just critically think about that and what do governments want to hide from people? What do that people want that for people not to, know? Usually, yeah, definitely, usually political reasons. But I think especially like classics are. You don't need to read every single classic, but I think there's like a base education that comes from there, and it gives you a very good understanding. Because these books are also timeless. Like, think especially stuff like *Handmaid's Tale* in 1984, because they are on my next to be read list. They were written so like those times ago, and it's just kind of like I don't know exactly when they were written, but the subjects in them are still very relevant. And another one, gosh, what was it? Another kind of dystopian one. I mean, you've obviously got like stuff like Animal Farm, right? Fahrenheit 451. That's another one that's kind of on my thought list. Gosh, what's the one where there's some people that are like genetically engineered to be of different levels of society? What's that one called? It's another classic. I think it's another George Orwell, is it? Brave New World, thank you. I read that one in college, and I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, how is this just so relevant for today? Most of these books you've listed are mandatory for you to read in school. Awesome. Love it. Okay, I misremembered that in that case. Still have to read Brave New World. I read that for my oral English exam, like finals, because there's just so many good books on those kinds of topics that I think it tells a lot about a government when they try and hide that from people. Yeah. And especially also like LGBTQ books, right? Because that is trying to get banned now from a lot of American sides of things because of current governments. And it's just like, well, sorry, no, hello. Like Brave New World 100% watch the Hunger Games. Yeah, it's kind of like these dystopian things that are scarily similar to what we have today, right? So, yeah, I want to basically just kind of educate myself in this kind of regard. Lord of the Flies was also good in that kind of thing. Just kind of critically thinking about the way our society is structured and the way how these subjects are really just are timeless, are just as relevant today as they were 100 years ago. Genderqueer, a memoir. Thank you. I will write that down. I'm a really slow reader. I can't write right now. Hold on. Gender queer memoir. Okay. Thank you. Ooh, graphic novels, like those. Should read the Maze Runner. Not honestly been on my to read list, but that might be something to go for sure. But yeah, there's, like I said, there's so much on my to read list. It's easier to get through films in just an evening. I'm a slow reader, and I like to, if I'm reading something, I really like to kind of sit there and ponder it for a while. If you do prepare to cry, cool, wonderful. Back to the speed paints. I really struggled with the coloring of the cacti in this one specifically. Red Tons. What's BB Red Tons? French classics are... Gosh. Oh, Free Guy's fun. Loved Free Guy. That was a good one. I think Ready Player One is also one of those where it's like very, very entertaining. Also makes you think. Very similar. Just send one to the Discord for a while. Awesome. Ready Player One. Yeah, exactly. It's a book and it's also a film by Steven Spielberg. I really enjoyed the film. Very good. It was my film of the year when it came out. Right, I think we're almost at the point. I think this is the last drawing that I will share a speed paint of. Honestly, I don't know if there's that much for me to say about this animatic. I want to kind of touch on, again, like reiterate what I'm doing for the future, because I'm assuming there's people like here today that haven't been here in like previous streams while I was working on this and haven't maybe been aware of kind of the shift that I'm doing in my projects from now on. Because for the past goodness knows how many years, almost 4 years now, 3.5 for sure, I've been doing full recaps of every live series, right? And those things take like between 6 to 8 months to make, so I can only really release 1 or 2 a year. And it's just such big projects that really drain me, and they're hundreds and hundreds of hours of work. And I really do like the products that come from it, but I've liked them less and less, right? For me, the peak of loving an animatic and still loving an animatic, loving the process of making it, was Battle Cry. And from there, it kind of just went downhill. And it's also like the most recent live series, Secret Life Wildlife, haven't really inspired me. And I know that's kind of like where most people watch the Everin channel from. And it's a case of I kind of need to shift in how I do things because I can't do this forever. The live series isn't going to exist forever. So what I want to do is I want to keep doing these kinds of animatics, like fully rendered and stuff, but I want to make smaller ones, shorter ones of like single, like maybe little storylines of different life series, but also pivot towards original character stuff. Because I want to do more original character stuff. I want to introduce you guys to our original characters and kind of start telling the story, because we do want to turn it into a proper story. I'll tell you what, that's all the speed paints, so we'll pull it onto this screen so that you've got something to look at when the chat's a bit bigger. And so that's kind of like where I'm going from now on, is not making like full animatics to full songs. I will say never, because there are some animatics that to full songs that I'm really still inspired to do, but I know they'd be really big projects, so I just need to be ready to commit to those big projects. But until I am, I'm going to be making smaller animatics to the live series, to other stuff that I'm interested in, to original characters. And I just hope that you're along for the ride. I hope that people are still interested in what I do and the stories that I tell. Because that's what I am first and foremost. Like, creatively, I like to tell stories. And that's what fulfills me. It's not, just making art that has no purpose for me. It's telling a story through my art. That's what I've always loved to do. Because I've always, like, every single creative kind of like journey that I remain on for a longer period of time, I'll say, is that it's been like storytelling oriented. I used to write stories as a kid and write songs that were story oriented, and now drawing with animatics, they're very storytelling oriented, right? That's kind of like where I want to stay, right? I want to keep making these animatics. I love being able to visually tell a story, but yeah, I want to kind of pivot to telling my own stories and showing my own characters, and because that's the big goal at the end, is like it's our dream to publish our own story one day. And I'm sure a lot of us have that kind of dream, right? And I'm just privileged to have like a platform with quite a few people watching the art that I make. I just hope that those people are still interested if it's not live series related, right? So that's kind of like, yeah, do art for you. Exactly. Welcome back, Phoenix. So yeah, I just hope that people are still along for the ride, even if not everything that I make is live series related. I still have some ideas for some mini live series animatics, but yeah, there will be some OC animatics coming along. I want to first redesign the characters that will appear in future animatics first. It's a bit sad. It's mainly because you like longer animatics and I slay, but honestly, you don't care. Positive. That previous sentence mean nothing other than liking animatics, long animatics more. Erin, you are literally the best. As long as there is content, we'll be vibing. Awesome to hear that, my dude. Yeah, it's one of those trade-offs because shorter animatics mean shorter animatics. Yes, you don't have as much content in one video. But shorter animatics also mean you get more content more often. Because I probably won't have like a burnout mid-animatic. Well, who knows, it might still happen, but I won't have burnout mid-animatic where I don't work on it for weeks. And then I work on it again for a little bit, and then I stop again because I don't feel... Because that's what's happened in the longer animatics. And that's also part why they take so long, but I feel like I can keep up momentum on making these shorter ones, because this was just like just over 10 frames long. It's really doable. And so much so that I'm ready to move on to the next project. Do I have any ideas for the video of creating an animatic? Am I still planning to create that? Exactly, I am. Exactly. So let's see. We've been live for 2 hours. Because I'm just wondering, is it worth us starting the next step? Because I think I've said what I wanted to say about No Longer You. If you guys have any more questions on that animatic, on that mini project, let me know. I'll happily answer them. If there's a specific frame you'd like me to talk more about, let me know. YouTube tends to favor quality over quantity, so it's good to find a balance. Dude, honestly, oh, Beanie, oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the gifting of 5 subs. Guys, if you've received a sub, gifted sub, make sure you say thank you. Thank you so much, Beanie. Wow. Really appreciate that. Thank you. Let me see. Who said the YouTube? So, Starry, honestly, I don't do it for like... Oh, thanks, Beanie. Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't do it for the YouTube views. I do it to just tell stories and get stories out there. And the fact that I already have an audience that is as big as it is, the fact that we have as many people sat here in live stream as we do, it's just really cool to share that with even just a handful of people, no less the 26,000 that are subscribed to the, that doesn't compute still, subscribe to the Erin YouTube channel. It's just a real privilege, and it's I don't want to play the YouTube game because animatics are not the way to play the YouTube game, I tell you. I'm not here to earn a living. I'm here to be creatively fulfilled, right? I can only be creatively fulfilled if I do what I want to do and not necessarily what the majority wants me to do. And I hope that by creating what I like to create, that kind of joy for it will be translated into this project. But do you want to start with whatever is next? Okay. So, since Sim asked, the plan for the future. I'm going to take a sip of water. Yeah, the algorithms don't favor us. It's not going to help my mental health if I try and follow the YouTube and social media game, so I'm not even going to try. So, this is what we're doing. Are we ready, guys, to start our next project? Because this is what we're doing. I am going to show you everything of my process on how I make animatics. And this isn't meant to be like I call it a tutorial, but it's not necessarily meant to be a tutorial. It's meant to be just, this is how I do it. You can take whatever points you want from that and adapt them to your process. the goal isn't to make it so that everyone makes animatics the same way, because everyone's individual. Everyone does it their own way. But this is how I do it. And I've gotten so many questions on how I make my animatics and how I go from like concept to finding songs to doing the whole process. And I want to share that with you guys from A to Z. I've got to do a little disclaimer on that. I don't know if I will be able to live stream the editing process because I think my computer will die if I try and do that. So I think it'll overwhelm my computer if I try and stream on OBS to Twitch and also play around with DaVinci Resolve. I will try and record the process. The worst case scenario is that I will do like a Discord sharing thing, and that's the quality you'll get. I share it via the Discord, but I'm going to do my best to share that process with you guys because that is really a black box of, I haven't shared any of that process outside of me doing it. I like to show any of that, how I do that to the internet. And especially with a program like DaVinci Resolve, it's a very good program. It's free as well if you want to use it, but it's a steep learning curve. And over the years, I've learned like different ways to use it, and I'm not one that knows all the keybinds and is incredibly fast at it, but yeah, I want to kind of show you how I do things and how I've kind of evolved my process with that. But the very first thing for us to do... Sorry, I've just gotten a notification from the Void I bot. Oh, it's because people have joined the Discord, okay. It's like, what's the Void I bot doing on the Everin Discord? So, since I'm taking you guys along for the ride on making an animatic from A to Z, or at least A to Y, I might have to do the editing process without you guys, but I'll do my best to see if I can record it. Should we start? Should we use this stream as an opportunity to begin? You know, we finished one animatic, let's start the next. And I'm just trying to kind of like word this so that I can cut it together fairly easily. I hope so. No, you're getting excluded. I'm sorry, Sim. No, it is A to Z, but no alpha to omega. I'm just trying. I don't know what I'm saying. Are we ready to start the next animatic? Are we ready? And I'm just wondering if I start kind of with how I find songs, because I think I get a lot of those kind of questions. Hiya, Parrot Sock. Welcome, my dude. Welcome. Sam, you meanie. I think I need to go on like a talking tangent on how I find songs first. I think that might be helpful to a lot of people because I think there's no one real answer to this, even for me. Basically, how I find animatic songs is just through living. Aye, aye, Captain. I can't hear you. Oh, who makes animatics for the live series? Sorry. So I'm gone. Too much sugar. Let me eat some more chocolate. No, I'm out of chocolate. No more chocolate buttons. Been lurking for a while. Welcome, my dude. Welcome to chat. So, let's see. I'm going to pull out some notes on how that I've taken for a long time. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Also, ich erkläre das mal auf Deutsch. Nicht die Schokolade. Die Schokolade ist weg. Eigentlich hätte ich noch einen ganzen Schokoladenei. Aber ich weiß nicht, ob ich das öffnen sollte oder ob ich einfach wirklich zu viel Schokolade gehabt habe. Ja. Habe ich zu viel? Ui, ich kann kein Deutsch mehr. Ich sprich schon zu lange Englisch. Ich glaube, ich habe viel zu viel Schokolade gehabt heute. Und auch gestern. Weil Simon hat auch Cookies gemacht. Öffne es morgen? Okay, in dem Fall. Nicht heute. Musical Interlude. Soll ich auf Deutsch ein Lied singen? Och, du meine Güte. Was für deutsche Lieder gibt's? Mein Kopf, ich kenne keine Deutsche. Nein, Luftballons. Ich habe keine Ahnung, was es für deutsche Lieder gibt. Sim, du hast mich überfordert. Mango, Hilfe! Kennst du deutsche Lieder? Zündhölzli? Oh! Yeah, Zündhölzli. Well, sorry, the German's done. I can sing in English if that's okay. I could not find a German song in those 30 minutes. Everyone reading stuff want to join in. Is that all the points that you have, Sam? Es waren 3 Sprachen in einer Nachricht. Was it? Oh, your message, wow. Lol. It's a classic. Yes, that was 3 languages in one message. Musical interlude. I'm wondering, do I sing the song that we're going to make the animatic to? Do I do it? I will have to kind of like backtrack a bit, and then what I'm going to do is I'll sing the song, but I'll also backtrack a bit and just reveal the song, bam. But I'll backtrack a bit and kind of go into how I choose songs for animatics. And then we'll go back into that song. Should we do that? We've done a hydrate train before, Starry. Only one stream. Your points aren't working. No! I shall hydrate. This is my second emptying of my bottle. Yeah, it was right at the beginning of the stream. People called my bluff. So, we are doing a song by Sabrina Carpenter, I think. I'm pretty sure. But it's a cover by... I need to briefly open my Spotify to find their name. I think it's Morgan something. Yeah, Morgan Clay. So this is a cover by Morgan Clay. Brief trigger warning, or I don't know, it's got swearing in it. I will say. I do apologize, but I think it's just such a good song. So basically, it's a song called Please, Please, Please. And this version by Morgan Clay is kind of like epic orchestral version. Because we love ourselves an epic orchestral version. That's a good band, yeah. I need to briefly open Spotify. And so this is a sound that's been going around favorite band. It's been going around Instagram Reels, and I'm sure it has been on TikTok. I've seen like a couple of original characters and Percy Jackson Reels to it. Percy Jackson. And it's just heart-wrenching. It's a heart-wrenching song. And like the audio that I'm taking from is right at the end of that song. And it's basically the chorus twice, but it starts out really like quiet. And then it goes full belt. So it basically goes, please, 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 prove I'm right. And please, 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 don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you don't embarrass me, mother fluffer. Goes too low for me. Bye, Beamy. Da 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 da. Please, please, please. And then it belts. Oh, please, 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 prove I'm right. And please, 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 don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you, don't embarrass me, mother of fluffer. Hi, hi, hi. And then it goes, hi, please. So it's basically like, if you go and listen to the song by Morgan Clay, it's like, if you go from minute 2 minutes and 14 seconds onwards, then that is that part until the end. If I'm doing the animatic too. People who know what I'm going to do this to are not allowed to answer. who know it from stream, because this was one of the songs that I kind of said, like, this is an option that I'll do. If you know it already from stream, then you're not allowed to answer. But people who weren't there, think live series, because this is going to be another live series animatic, I've decided, because I was kind of debating between another live series animatic or a original character animatic, and I decided on live series, especially because of this tutorial thing. I think people would enjoy that more. Who do you think this animatic is about? Oh, thank you guys. I like singing. Who do you think this animatic is about? Think live series, and it's about 2 characters. It's about 2 characters. Who is it? Go. Scar Double Life Affair? No. The animatic is about you and you? No. Flower Husbands? No. Gem and Pearl? No. I'll say Double Life is a correct assessment, but not Scar. Divorce Quartet, isn't it? 2 characters in Divorce Quartet, actually. Green Bigby? No. You were in Double Life, were you, Sam? Were you Rancher's Revenge? Pearl and Scott. Pearl and Scott. So this is the end of Double Life. And Pearl is singing to Scott. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, guys. That's the animatic that we're going to be working on together here on live stream. I'll take you through the whole process. I don't know if I'm going to be doing like all the drawing on stream, because I think that would take a long time. But you're definitely going to see every step of the process on stream. Whether it's going to be the entire step or not, who knows. But yeah, can't wait to cry when you watch it. I am also really ready to cry. This is going to be an emotional wreck. So now that you've got the song with the musical interlude, let me just go into how I find songs. And it's just, there's so many different ways that I found songs, right? So let me just, oh, hello. Oh, that's a new note. How I animatic, hello? Hello? Oh, there it is. So, I have a playlist of about 150 songs. Can one figure this out? If one looks at Spotify, let me just see. I have a playlist of so many songs that I have been gathering for the last, as long as our OCs have existed, 2018. 132 songs. This is 132 songs long. 8 hours and 5 minutes. And this playlist has been being curated for 7 years? Is that how long? Oh my gosh. For as long as these OCs have existed. So obviously I started somewhere and I've just been adding and adding to this playlist, removing songs here and there. And so just keep in mind, this isn't a from one day to another kind of deal. You won't like have this entire library of songs that you can pick from if you need or if you're looking for an idea to draw, right? And some of these songs are like songs that I have specific ideas for animatics to. Other songs are just vibes for characters. Other songs are just some like, wow, this is a cool song. I'm sure I'll find a story to that later because it's just so epic. An example of a song like that was Battle Cry. I didn't have a specific animatic idea or a character in mind when I saved Battle Cry to that playlist. But then, then Limited Life happened and an animatic idea kind of exposed itself through that. And that is kind of my base on songs that I find. Because nowadays, when I'm looking for animatic songs, I look at that playlist. And I know that's really hard to do, as like, and it's not a playlist that I will ever release, by the way, because it is under my real name. And I will not be releasing that because I'd almost probably dox myself by sharing my full name. So, no. You're never getting the playlist, I'm afraid. I've here and there, I have kind of shared songs that exist on that playlist. So like, Call Them Brothers by Regina Spektor. Remember Them from Epic, Good People, Poor Man's Poison, Daniel in the Den, Bastille, Buzzcut Season Lord, just throwing names out there. Stronger the Score. And so, yeah. My real name is Miss Katie Everett. Sam! Shh! But yes, I can't share this playlist with you guys, and also, I don't really want to share this playlist with you guys. I'm gonna be honest, it's my baby. A little bit, because, again, these are songs that mean a lot to me. It's very personal what I put on that playlist, and I kind of pick and choose my Animatic songs from that playlist. And sometimes I come across a song, a brand new song, either using like the radio from that playlist, or using, you know, just coming across it in the wild. Like this song that we're going to do the next Animatic to was from Instagram Reels. It's literally probably quite a overused TikTok sound by now. But that's how it works. I find these songs and I'm like, that's an awesome vibe. That's something that I could imagine myself doing in Animatic too. That fits a character so well. And so on. And then it just gets added to the playlist. Sometimes I go through the... Gaslight, gatekeep, and girl boss. I will definitely gatekeep this playlist. I will guard it with my life. And I also have like a separate playlist of Animatic song recommendations. At some point I asked like on YouTube, like on a YouTube post, what are your Animatic song recommendations? And I got 200 comments. I spent like an afternoon curating this playlist, which was crazy. So many people have so many ideas. And it's also a case of this kind of discovery. And that made me also realize like a lot of those songs, I've got them on a playlist now and I listen to that playlist every now and again, just if I need inspiration, just to kind of get other perspectives on what people think it would be cool for storytelling. But it also gives me the perspective of so many people have different ways of telling stories and different songs that they would use for animatics, right? So it's kind of like, it's so individual how you find your songs. I think maybe a very good place, if you're starting from nowhere and you want to start this kind of animatic playlist, where I started was saving playlists from animatics. Legit. Like Hamilton animatics was some of the first songs on there. Satisfied was probably one of the first songs on there. Ready as I'll Ever Be has been on there for so long from Tangled, because I saw an OC animatic to that and I'm like, cool story. I want to tell a story like that. Who Are You Really? The Last Life animatic was on there because I saw a Dream SMP animatic to that song and I was like, that's a cool song. I'll add that to the playlist. That's how these things work. And that's how I've gotten a lot of my songs. Like, let me just quickly have a scroll through of like songs that I have on here because I saw an animatic to them. Ghost by Confetti. Hell's Coming With Me, Poor Man's Poison. Dust Bowl Dance, Mumford & Sons. Mad World by Two Way. Strawberry Blonde by Mitski. Ready as I'll Ever Be, there it is. So many songs on there. Meet Me in the Woods by Lord Huron. Oh, there's such a good late August animatic out there to that. So many of these songs are from animatics. Daughter of the Moon. And that's how I find them. And I added them to the playlist and I built it up from there. And if you've got like a similar song taste to me when it comes to liking like the types of songs that I use to animatics, like kind of epic songs, then you can also just go on artists' radios. Go on the artist radio of Poor Man's Poison. Go on the artist radio of Mumford & Sons, The Family Crest, I mean the Crane Wives, obviously, The Arcadian Wild, Bastille, and Imagine Dragons. Although be careful with those guys, they will copyright strike your videos if you make animatics to them, because I think they don't allow animatics to be made of them. Coldplay. You know, go on to those kinds of, or go on to like artists who tell a good story through music and through lyrics and through instruments, and go on to their artist radio and then just see what you find. Go on a journey and just be open to like the stories that music tells you, because music tells so many amazing stories, and you can take that and roll with it. Because I think finding a good song is really important for a good animatic. And I think something also to keep in mind is the pacing that you want your animatic to have, right? So a lot of the animatics that I do are very high energy, epic ones, right? Epic, we've just done a no longer you animatic. Epic the musical mention. But you can also have really slow and like quiet love songs that you can tell amazing stories to. I don't have enough trust in my own art for that, because I don't think I can hold like a frame for long enough. I need like big flashy sounds and noises to do flashy stuff too. But that's just me. I'm completely different. We're all individual artists here. So you can do a love story. You can do a love song. I've got a bunch of love songs on this playlist, but I can't do OC animatics to those love songs because it would be a spoiler, because you're not supposed to know who gets together with who and who falls in love with who and what kind of relationship dramas are there. It's spoilers. And I'm sad because some of the best animatic ideas are love stories. But yeah, that's kind of how I have built my playlist. And once you have a solid playlist where you're like, yes, I like the vibe, you can then just go onto the radio on the... I have experience with Spotify. I don't know how it is with Apple Music or YouTube Music, but on Spotify, you can go onto like a radio and it just adds songs that you don't have on your playlist on there that have a similar vibe. And that's how I found a lot of songs. So yeah, that's how it works. And it'll be an individual journey for everyone, but enjoy that journey and always be on that. Oh, I don't want to pressure and force anyone, but this is a continuous journey. I'm adding songs to that playlist all the time, and it's fun. And I just sometimes like listening to that playlist just to kind of let my mind drift on all the different stories that I've imagined with the songs playing there, right? So yeah, that's how I find songs for my animatics. And if there's like a specific animatic that I'd like to do, so say I was planning to do a live series animatic, a full story of a live series animatic, and I have the series, I have the playlist, and what I do is I listen to the playlist and think about the series, and that's honestly how the ideas come. And that might be a bit vague, but like, for instance, you think Battle Cry, right? You've got the lyrics of Battle Cry. Where it doesn't really have it doesn't have a very obvious kind of reference to time. But when you listen to the lyrics, there's so many time-themed lyrics, and it's like, that was the whole thing for Limited Life. I was like, yes, I'm going to do an animatic to Limited Life. I have no idea what song yet. So let's just go shuffle on the playlist and see what I can find. And I did this on a road trip. I was on a road trip. I had a long drive to do. And so I just put shuffle, and then that song came on, and I was thinking about the whole concepts of the boogeyman, you know, so that you've got the whole portrayal side of things, you've got the running out of time, you've got the, you know, and so and then Battle Cry comes on, and it's like, and feel the weight of time. Huh? And so as soon as I heard that lyric, and it's like, it continues on, as we bend and break through time, loving you and I, for this day, for all our lives. And then the whole epicness of I will fight for you. And I had that song on my playlist for a while, and I was just like, I just need a story that is worthy of this song, epic enough to tell. And so that's how I landed on Battle Cry, and I almost crashed the car when I had this epiphany. So listen to that playlist again and again and again, because you never know what's going to come out of nowhere and smack you in the face with an idea. And sometimes I'm listening to the playlist while I'm trying to fall asleep, or I've kind of like, my mind is racing and I just kind of need to get some ideas out there. And sometimes I'm listening to the playlist and then a brand new idea comes out of nowhere and I'm not even looking for the idea. And this is kind of what happened now with the animatic that we're going to do now to Please, Please, Please. Is I already had the song on my playlist. Sam, I just see your, my iPad just lights up with a Discord message in quotes. We love it. And so yeah, that was the idea that I had with Please, Please, Please. I had it in my playlist and I had it actually as an idea for original characters. But then I was just lying in bed one night with the playlist on shuffle and that song came up, and just have this visual in front of you. It goes, please, please, please prove I'm right. And I shoot up and I'm like, Pearl and Scott double life. Oh my gosh. So that's sometimes how it happens. That's somehow it happens, and then you're like, well, now I can't sleep. Well, that's the rest of the night hyper focusing on that idea. Great. Anyway, I haven't been looking at chat for a hot minute. Give me a second. Let me just scroll back. Oh, Coral's heading out. Bye, Coral. The Animatic music taste is so wide. You range from Willwood and Crane Wives to Snow Patrol, Def Leppard. Yeah, I've got very wide range on there as well. There's a K-pop song on there. Don't ask. We love Acadian Wild and the Imagine Dragons. Will Wood songs. I've never heard of Will Wood. Oh my gosh. I'm going to write that name down, since it came up multiple times now. In specifics to Animatic. Hey there, Delilah. Aww. Hey there, Delilah. What's it like in New York City? Oh, I do see that as a rancher duo. Aww. Many of the songs the Animatics have found in their own place. Awesome. Cool. I had my Animatic favorite people back in the day that their songs have made it onto the playlist. Like every single one that they made an Animatic to. I was like, yes, thank you. Onto there. One of them being Saddest, Late August, those kind of Animatic people. Sazin, who did different like musical songs, by the way, as well, are really good because they, by definition, tell stories. So if you're looking for like story-driven songs and musicals, there's a lot of Willwood live series stuff. Really? Huh. Florence and the Machine's a good one as well. Yeah. High energy, but also kind of unhinged. Oh, then maybe like unhinged stuff is not really my kind of thing. I'll see if that is. But yeah, that's how I find songs to animatics. And sometimes when I'm making an animatic, the whole thing is very planned out ahead of time, going like, yes, there is a new live series coming out. I will do an animatic to it. Let's start looking for songs before it starts. That could be like on the candidate list. Because sometimes it's also a case of nailing it down, right? So I had real trouble finding a song for Secret Life. And I had kind of a list of different songs that I thought would kind of fit. And Feed the Machine was on that list. And so I just decided, yeah, Feed the Machine works the best. But it wasn't like the perfect match for me on that one. And I think that was also kind of like finding the perfect match for the story that you want to tell is incredibly rare. I feel like I've been incredibly lucky in being able to tell like whole life series stories with a single or two songs, because I think that's very difficult to find something that fits so well. Like Running Up That Hill fits so perfectly for Double Life, and Battle Cry to me fits so perfectly for Limited Life, and Who Are You Really for me fits so perfectly with Last Life. But I think that's really rare. I think to have that, and to have that feeling of, oh my gosh, it is perfect, I think I've just been really lucky in how that has worked. And it's kind of like a way to help yourself is to have a very diverse playlist of songs that you like. But yeah, that's kind of like Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. I feel like I know that one as a song. But yeah, it's difficult. It's rare to find like the perfect song where the entire song works. It's more common to find the perfect song where a part of the song works. See No Longer You the animatic. So we do a mini animatic to just the chorus. And the fact that I have now given myself this freedom to take only parts of songs and tell littler, smaller stories, excerpts of stories to those things has set me free. I am so unlimited now. Because often there was like, oh, I don't really know what to do in this section, or I don't know how to fill this part because it doesn't really work. I can pick and choose what part I do now. And I have been released from my shackles, and I will be creatively free. Anyway. Yes. So it's just kind of like reframing your mindset sometimes. That also really helps. Anyway. Unlimited, limited life. You know who got a second limited life? It's an impulse cameo. What? You know who got oh, it's Sam. Sure. I'm so happy to be creating art, and it makes me happy too. That's so awesome to hear, because yeah, I kind of forced myself the last year. I think the last year of creating art has been just forcing myself to create art. I'm not happy with Feed the Machine. I'm not happy with Eleanor Rigby. I didn't want to make those animatics. I only did because I promised to make them before the Life series came out, before Secret Life came out. If I hadn't done that, I don't think I would have. I think I would have been on this journey a year earlier. But that's just how it is. Just how it works. And I'm happy to have kind of cut myself free from that burden. And I'm happy for everyone who sticks around for that. So, yes. There we go. Okay. Yeah, exactly. It ruins your want to draw. And that's how it was as difficult as it... I don't know how it took as long as it did for the different animatics to come out. Right. Okay. What are we doing? Yeah, that's how I find songs that I want to make animatics to. Now the next step, you have a song. You have a story you'd like to tell through that song. Next step is planning it out. It is planning out your animatic. And I think this is a very daunting task for a lot of people, because you kind of have like this vague action scene in your head, or at least this is how I see it. You have this vague action sequence of like, oh, this is a cool part that kind of tells a part of their story, or this could be a big battle. And it's really sometimes hard to narrow that down and to kind of decide exactly what you want to have in that section. At least that's how I feel it. Some people just have this entire movie sequence planned out and they can just draw it as they had it in their brain, and respect to anyone who could do that. I can't. And so this is how I do it. This is how I do it. Always force yourself. You have to do it with... Yes, Sam. Yes, Sam. We know you're being very serious. Before we get onto this part, I'm just going to have to pop to the toilet again because I've drunken so much water. Be right back. Let's plot it onto the screen. I'll see you guys in a sec. It's nothing new that when I leave, people want to riot and start revolutions. Even without Marty here. Viva la revolution! We love it. Oh, that's a Cleo. That's a Cleo thing. I love that. Anyway. Anyway, yes. Wait, it seems to be as soon as I'm gone. Okay, so. You've gotten to the point in your process of making an animatic. And you've got probably the most important thing, really. You have an idea. And that's something really cool. But that's a daunting thing as well, because it could go anywhere from here. Mod throws down the revolution. No revolution. And so the next step to your process is kind of solidifying that idea on how you want to do things and what you want to do. And for me, this is like, I've gone through multiple things, multiple ways of doing this, but this is what I've landed on. And this is what I've done for the past, say, 3 years in making animatics. I say from Who Are You Really onwards, this is what I've done. And it's basically blank screen. Blank screen. That's what it is. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Hold on. Where's my... It's not working. Hello? Can I share screen, please? Leave you guys in the cliffhanger, right? Hey? Hold on. I have stuff breaking. So the next step in making your animatic stuff, in planning out your animatic, is just copy and paste the lyrics into like a document that you can take notes on. If you're working analog, then just print out the lyrics on a piece of paper with like enough space between the lines that you can like write underneath. And just take notes. Just go wild and take your notes. And this is what we're going to do right now, guys. So we have the lyrics here where it goes, it's basically the same twice, where it's one time it's kind of a bit low-key this time with just her singing it, very very kind of on the down low emotional, quiet, no instruments on the side. And then with this one, she's full on belting, almost screaming at the person, full orchestra. Yeah. So, and this part includes a part that I can't really do very easily on stream. I'll admit, this is going to be tricky because I don't want to play the song on stream. Because copyright strike. And so, hi Captain Kilroy, welcome my dude. So what I want you all to do is, let's open up a YouTube link, everyone together. I'll send it. I hope it's on YouTube, because I can't assume that everyone has Spotify. So let me just quickly go back to this screen. I want us all to open up the song. Please, not Sabrina Carpenter. Morgan Clay. There it is. So, and let's 2:16, I think. Let me just quickly see if this is the one. Yeah. Okay. So, go to this video. Everybody, open this on a new tab. This is homework, guys. This is homework. And if you're watching on video and you can't open the link, I'm going to try and type it. In fact, I'm just going to copy and paste from my YouTube search. Look for this video on YouTube and go to 2 minutes and 16 seconds. And it's from this point onwards until the end of the song where this animatic is going to take place. Spring break, don't give me homework. No, you come to animatic tutorial, you do homework. Because basically what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to quickly grab some other headphones and I'm going to have this on a separate, I'm going to probably play this on my phone so that I can listen to the song again and again. And this is what you do. You listen to the song until you're sick of it. I joke, but legit, a lot of the songs that I've done animatics to used to be on my normal playlist. They're not anymore. An exception to that would be like Battle Cry, still have that on my playlist, still a banger, and like Little Lion Man. Every other song I've just had to delete from my playlist because by the end of the animatic, I'm so sick of listening to that song that I can't listen to it anymore. And that's just the way it is. So, you're watching my stream on the same device. Awesome. Do what you can. If you're on a computer, open a new tab. I'm going to have to quickly look for my headphones. I don't know where they are. Give me a second. I found them. They were in the bag. I'm begging to Morgan Clay. That is how it works. Now, this is going to be fun. I'm wearing 2 headphones. Yeah, I can still... Oh, this is great. This is fantastic. I'm wearing 2 over-the-ear headphones, like a headset for a computer and then headphones. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play this song again and again and again, just to get an idea for what we want to do in this animatic. I kind of have a base idea already. There we go. I hope you guys can't hear that. Awesome. Cool. You can't. Cool. So, basically, like I said, the point that we're going from is 2 minutes and 16 seconds in. If you can't hear it, then that's, I guess, hopefully also okay. But it's just something that, even if you don't have a chance to take notes, and this is what I did when I was on the train today, just listen to that song again and again, and to give yourself an idea of like the flow of the song and the flow of the story that you want to tell, right? And the more that you listen to it, the more... Good night, Sam. Enjoyed your sleep. Bye-bye. Enjoyed the music. You've only just started watching the Epic songs. Only recently finished Monster. Very happy you recognized it. Awesome. Let's go. Epic's awesome. So, we have... another blank screen, for goodness sake. Can you please continue sharing? Not just switch off. Oh. I got really confused for a second there because someone was playing Spotify via my phone. So I need to go on YouTube instead. Oh look, everyone has a new video up. Please, please, please. But not Sabrina Carpenter. Morgan Clay. There we go. Got it open it on YouTube instead. Oh, how dare. Ads. Right. It is 6 a.m. for Sam. Absolutely. Right. Back to a blank flipping screen. Are you kidding me? What's going on? I legit don't know what's happening here. And why it's not working. Hello, there it is. Hi. Good to see you, buddy. Ooh. Don't know why we have a desktop image in the bottom. Hope that's going to go away. Is it going to go away? This is cursed. Ah, there we go. Cool. Okay. So, this is the way that I do. Sometimes, some people might just have the song in their head so ingrained that they can just listen to it once, copy the lyrics, and then just write all their notes. But I kind of need to have the song playing again and again and again to understand what I want to have in the song. And what I like to do is kind of like go from broad to narrow, right? So I divide the song up into like maybe scenes or like arcs that I want to tell. And we kind of go from there and then just focus like more in on the different scenes until you get to the point where we just want the drawing. This is the drawing that we're going to do. So we start out with please, 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 and this is kind of like where my ideas that I've already had come in. I haven't planned out the entire thing, but I have base ideas. So basically, this part is really quiet here, where she's just really kind of singing it fairly distraughtly. And so I think this is like the beginning, right? You introduce the audience into what's happening. And I think this is where Pearl has just killed Martin and Cleo and has only now got a chance to properly mourn Tilly, the fact that Tilly's just died. And it's kind of like the calm after the battle, right? And that's kind of like reflected in the music, the calm after the battle. And so she's going to be in amongst this bloodshed and kind of like maybe wiping off her sword in the grass. But Pearl, after brutally slaughtering, Pearl in moment of calm, after brutal battle, takes a moment to mourn Tilly. Just writing the lyrics and not listening is actually a horrible treachery. I know from 2018 Gacha life experiences, syllables and holding out notes and tones, all that get lost in translation if you end up with someone sprinting full speed across like half a mile in 5 seconds, stunning. Okay. Cool. Yeah, you have to listen to something again and again and again. Takes a moment to mourn Tilly. And then it kind of goes to heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another, I beg you don't embarrass me. I'm thinking this part could kind of be like a flashback, you know? Heartbreak's one thing and ego's like heartbreak, like you broke my heart at the beginning of the series when you abandoned. So I'm thinking this could be like a flashback to like the beginning of Double Life. Like think we're in very dark colours, it's night, there's blood everywhere. Go to pastel colours, Pearl is in her blue hoodie, and she's all naive and happy, right? Aww. Cleo's also fantastic though. So flashback to like the initial betrayal, right? Where Scott walks off. And I'm thinking kind of like, I want to work with like the soulmate bond, like how to visually depict the soulmate bond. I'm kind of thinking it tied around her finger. So kind of having that as a visual. Flashback to the beginning of Double Life, where Scott abandons her. And then it goes, there's a little bit of a riff there, and it goes, ah. Maybe at the end of this, we could have her look like a back to thing, and she looks up and she finds Scott. And she sees Scott. I need to listen to the song. Let me just give a quick listen through. This is why this is so important. Please, 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 don't bring me to tears when I can imagine this part kind of being her mourning Tilly. I think that Don't Embarrass Me could be, she looks up and she sees, maybe this one. Yeah, I think this is back to current. Back to end, I'll say. Pearl looks up. Sees Scott. And kind of like thinking of like Pearl's perspective in this, or like the character of Pearl, obviously like the 5 a.m. Pearl, not actual Pearl. I'm thinking, I'm trying to put myself in her mindset where it's like, it's now just the two of them. Scott has to accept her, right? As her soulmate. And as his soulmate. And so she's kind of like looking up, hopeful that Scott will finally accept her. And I can imagine Scott is kind of like, see Scott running towards her. I have an idea here. I have an idea. Pearl would have had to look down on Scott. I'm imagining maybe Scott being, oh, I don't know. Would he be on a hill? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Scott starts running towards Pearl, and Pearl thinks he's running in for a hug. And then it goes really loud, where it's like she starts belting, going, please, please, please. So, and then, because here comes the betrayal, Scott runs past Pearl to Cleo. Because behind Pearl is Cleo's dead body, because she's just killed her. Because she's just killed them. And so Scott isn't there for Pearl to be like, congratulations, soulmate. No, he's there. I will mourn my chosen soulmate. Isn't that heartbreaking? Mm-hmm. Cooking has to be prolonged. Oh. So, he was on a hill. Okay. I might rewatch some of the parts, or I might take some creative liberties here. So, okay. So Scott actually runs past Pearl. And this is like the final betrayal. Well, not the final betrayal, because he then blows himself up. Scott runs past Pearl to fall by Cleo's corpse. Oh, thank you. So let me just listen to the music, see if this works. From the start, from 2 minutes and 14 seconds in, or 16 seconds. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When I just did my makeup so nice, heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you, don't embarrass me. God, you got such a deep voice, I can't go that deep, man. Yeah, and then with that first please in the second, he runs past and she realizes what he's running towards and his final choice of partner in this series. Oh, pain! Pain! Okay. I think this part is like Pearl's turning around and coming and realizing what's happening. Don't quite know what to put here. Because I imagine... Because with this part, I'm thinking... Oh, maybe I think I do know what to put in this, because there's something that needs to happen between A and B. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I say this is where Scott pulls out the TNT. And then this part is Pearl realizes what he's doing and starts sprinting towards him. Starts sprinting. Towards him. Arrives just too late. Is it too brutal if I were to say she lands on ashes? So she leaps, reaching out for him, but by the time she lands, he's just disintegrated. Is that too brutal? Nah. That good? We good with that, fam? I guess I've stabbed Impulse multiple times right through the chest. So I think this is fine. So she lands on Ash. And then it goes kind of like nah, I don't think I'll do 2 charred corpses. I think that's too much. I think I just want Ash where he's like legitimately just gone. She doesn't even have a body to mourn over, right? And then with this part, I think, is going to be Pearl gets up and looks into the distance. Realizing she's won. Won at a cost. It goes, oh, please. That was a really bad rendition. Part of his jacket survived. If it was someone like Jimmy, and he had like his canary feathers, you could have like a canary staying behind, or like say Scar's hat stays behind if we're talking Hermitcraft, or Ren's glasses. I don't think there's anything of Scott's that would make sense if it stayed behind. Because a strand of blue hair would be weird. I think just Ash. A poppy? Does he always have a poppy though? That's more flower husbands, isn't it? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. What are you gonna quote? Oh no. I guess I've stabbed Impulse multiple times through the chest. So I guess this is fine. Whatever day to day, 20 for 25. That's what you can say. He's got floaty crystals around his head in Double Life. I drew those, but he didn't actually have them. He had like a streak of life-coloured hair, if that makes sense. Green, yellow, red. I don't think he had the things. Oh, you mean, yeah, you're talking about Poppy and also floaty crystals. Maybe. I'll see how I wanted to sign him for this one. I think I still added floaty crystals, floaty crystals in Double Life because I just liked them. But I think I didn't have them anymore for Limited Life because he had a coral crown. Do I remember that correctly? Okay. So this is like the base. This is the base general stuff happening. Productively drafting an essay while listening to stream, a good compliment today. Awesome. Let's go. Yeah, we'll figure it out. This is kind of a rough note-taking. Let me just listen to the song through the song again so that I can get an idea of how it flows. And this is just the whole thing. I just listen to the song over and over and over again. I'm thinking Martin on the coral crown. Martin had seaweed. I think Scott had a coral crown. I remember that because it was such a pain to draw. Please, please, please don't bring me to tears when I just did make up so nice. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. Break, you don't embarrass me. Eyes, please. Oh, but that moment of him running past her, that's gonna hit so hard. Prove I'm right. hope you're all playing on the music as long with me on your own devices. My makeup's so nice. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. Beg you don't embarrass me. Ah. Oh yeah, and then that long riff of her running towards Scott. And then he explodes and she lands on Ash. And it goes. And then she just realizes, she stands up. Looks, yeah. Imagine knowing what to do. Oh, all the best with you and your Google Docs, my dude. Okay. Cool. Let's get more a bit detailed on what we're doing. So it goes. Please. So she's just killed Cleo and Martin. So I'm thinking at this, I don't exactly know how to start it, but I'm thinking this point feels like she needs to kind of be stroking Tilly. Morning Tilly. Stroking her. Maybe a tear slips from her face. Maybe she takes like her collar in her hand. This is going to be so gut-wrenching. Okay, so I imagine like this part is her kind of walking over bloody grass. Kind of like an empty expression. Please, 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 prove I'm right. Maybe walking over bloody grass past corpses. Because like B-Dub's Impulse and Martin and Cleo and also a lot of dogs all kind of died in the same area, I think. Where did that come from? Where did what come from? What? Maybe he had a flower from Cleo in his hair. Oh. Oh. That might be a cute idea, actually. But you'd have to establish that earlier in the animatic for that to make sense. I don't know if we have space for that. Maybe in the flashback. But the flashback will only be like max 3 drawings, I think. Oh, Scott's head can is blue. Oh, less snow leopard. Oh, that's cute. I missed stuff. I like that. That is cute. Okay. Please, please, please prove I'm right. And please, please, please don't bring me to tears. When I just did my makeup so nice. What could we have there? I think this might just be an extension of this part. Like this part could extend to also this area here. It's very open in what we could show. So I think especially like the empty expression needs time to hold. I think maybe the please, please, please don't bring me to tears helps with the empty expression. Maybe you could have like a cleaning sword. No, I don't think she'd care. I think she's at the point where she doesn't care. There's blood on her sword, whatever. Aw. Blue Jay, that's... Aw. First stream about you don't know how much has been said, but I love my voice. Oh, thank you. So, and then we have a flashback. Heartbreak. So, okay, idea. Tilly's collar in her hand. Oh my gosh, why are we moving the text? Tilly's... Why are we moving the text? Hello? Can we not move the text? Can I write on here, please? Why am I in the text? What? Hello? Okay, the app is broken. Give me a second. What the heck is going on? Now I can write again. Thank you. So, Tilly's collar in hand, right? I say, because I was talking about maybe having like the soulmate bond on the finger. I say we see the soulmate bond. Let's say the red soulmate bond, because they're both red life. And then basically cut to her hand with the green soulmate bond, because they're green life. At the beginning. And the hand is reaching out. Unfortunately, the TikTok got deleted. Oh, of the Blue Jay. The headcanon first made. Oh. Too powerful for us all. I feel like I'm confused. I'm so like in on this thought process that my brain is nowhere else. Because this takes real brain work, right? You need to be in the right headspace to be able to do this as well. Because this is like this, and then like the composition sketching is what takes the most brain work for me. Because for the coloring section, I can just switch off my brain and just vibe to music or watch a YouTube video on the side. I can't do that for this planning phase and the like composition sketch phase. You need to be like really mentally ready for this. And that's probably why I'm not really understanding what's happening in chat right now, because I'm focused on this. So it is. I moved the text. Aha. I didn't mean to. So cut to green soulmate bond with hand reaching out to a Scott who's leaving her. Maybe we can then cut to Pearl lonely in her tower. Watching the world. Maybe with snow. Basically talking about headcanons for Scott. Cool. You don't understand yourself half the time? Awesome. Watching the happy world, I'll say. Maybe we could sneak some ranchers in there. Maybe. Welcome back, Grifty Doodles. Maybe sneak ranchers? And then I say it cuts back to present. Scott has arrived. Looking towards Pearl. I'll say emotionally. Because I don't know what emotions he'd have on his face at the time, or what Pearl would... We're gonna try and... What are we doing now? I'm planning the next animatic. We are planning the next animatic. And you hear ranchers? I'm trying to... This is an animatic to the song Please, 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 a cover by Morgan Clay. And it's going to be to Pearl and Scott in Double Life. And since it's a double life one, I'm going to try and smudge the ranchers in there. Although most of this animatic takes place way after the ranchers have died. So, you know. Looking towards Pearl emotionally. I haven't quite decided what emotions I want there. Or what emotions Pearl sees. Because we're seeing this. Bye, Zim. Have a wonderful rest of your day, my dude. We're seeing this from Pearl's perspective. And the whole idea is Pearl at first misinterprets what Scott's doing. Scott starts running towards Pearl. Running towards Pearl. Pearl smiles. Preparing for a hug. The only two left in the world, she must be... wait. Now he must... Now... He surely will accept... Think of this. Pearl's gone mad in this. Her as a soulmate. And then it goes to Scott runs past her. Lands at Cleo's side. Cradling his lost friend. And I'm going to be really careful kind of not to show the exact same frames that I did at the end of running up that hill. Because that's kind of like that difficulty of that. This story has been told so many times from so many different perspectives. There's only so many compositions you can kind of take. So I'm going to see how I do that. Ultimate betrayal. On Pearl's face. I wonder how legible my writing is to people. I think it's pretty legible today. And I think this ultimate betrayal on Pearl's face, we need to give this some space. So I think we need to have it be this text and also this text. Because, you know, please, please, please don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice. I feel like it's... I think we need to really stay on Pearl's face and maybe you do like multiple frames of her face changing from hopefulness that Scott would finally accept her to utter betrayal and anguish. How am I gonna do that? I have no idea. You had a good idea? What was your good idea? So I think we extend that to this one. Dun dun dun! Make her start to tear up. I think definitely like shrink the pupils. I think it maybe turns, I don't know if it turns to anger, to pain. We can definitely have like tears forming in her eyes. I think that'd be really interesting. What I'm really interested about this animatic is it tells a very short moment in time, but we can really go into like the nitty-gritty of it and like the complicated emotions that they'd be feeling there, because we're not just showing it in one single frame, we're showing it in multiple. We're telling like an extended part of this story. I've never done this before. I'm really excited. Patata's still we're still waiting for your good idea. What if oh, sorry, hold on. That was further on. That was earlier on. What point are you referencing where, what if that is where the flower is established with it? Oh, the flashback maybe? I'm sorry. I'm hyper-focused on the thing. Oh, having 3 hats. Oh no. I don't know my policy on ads. Sorry if I'm not okay with it. Dude, I don't know about ads. It's one of those things where it's like you don't get paid a lot through AdSense on Twitch. But I don't know. When Scott ran past Pearl, is by holding Cleo, that's where clear flower in his hair could be established. So all the shots before, obviously, but somehow... Scott has a flower. Ooh. I'll write that down. See Cleo flower in Scott's hair. you, Harry. Hair. You're a hairy Harry. What was that? So, I'm trying to figure out Scott's emotions in this, because I don't know if there's like malice or. No, I don't think so. Because there has to be something that leads him to mourning Cleo, to then looking Pearl in the eyes and blowing himself up, right? And I know he did it in the original to where he was like, you know what, you deserve this win, Pearl. But I like the idea more of it being like, I won't live without my chosen soulmate. But I need to figure out a way to kind of frame this. Because I need to frame it, I think I need to be a little bit more precise in how I frame this than I did with running up that hill. So I need to see kind of like, I think figure out on my own what I think the character Scott's motives are for this. Rage, I hope you're happy, wicked vibes. I hope you're happy. We helped with this, respect us, let's go. I think for now I'll just be very neutral in his. I won't mention anything about his emotions. I think that's something we can figure out once we get to the line art part. And we'll see how we feel about it. That's another thing. We don't have to decide everything now. And as you saw from my notes on No Longer You, this is very subject to change in the actual animatic. In fact, all of this is subject to change. You can literally just erase and start again with these notes. And I want you to do that if you found a better idea. Definitely do that. So there we go. Scott looks over to Pearl. Pulls out a TNT. Because I don't know really also how to do this without communication. Whether I do speech bubbles, but I think that would bring you out of it. Because there was a lot of conversation happening between you, like, you deserve this, Pearl, till your death do us part. And I think that adds a lot to it. But I don't think I want to have speech. I want this to be completely, like, non-verbal. Right, figure it out. I know what I'll mean with, like, how vague my notes are. Scott looks over to Pearl, pulls out a TNT. Maybe looks between... Scott looks over to Pearl. Looks back at Cleo one last time. Last time. Stands up. Pulls out and lights TNT. TNT. Pearl realizes what he's, I think this is literally what, realizes what he's doing, starts sprinting towards him, arrives just too late. Yep, that's literally what I was going to write here. Bright flash. Scott explodes. Scott goes boom. Hi, Centix. Ooh, we've moved the text again. This is me. I can't zoom out until I've moved the text completely away. Yeah. Sometimes it does weird stuff. Bright flash. Scott dead. Yeah. We got the Scott sacrifice TM, no time skip this time. We've got a whole 2 more glances in the girl's direction this time. For sure. And then Pearl gets Bright flash, Scott dead. Arrives just too late. Yeah, so arrives just too late. So she leaps towards him. She leaps towards him. Then Bright Flash got dead. Pearl lands on Ash. I'll do in brackets Cleo Flower. Question mark. And then final, ooh, please. Pearl gets up and looks into the distance, realizing she's won at a cost. Ooh, Zimbabwe. What's Zimbabwe? Zimbabwe? Wait, was this something that I missed in the Everin Discord? I feel like it is. Hey, Suntix. Hello, hello. So, let's play this song again. I'm happy with the notes that we have. This is the first step of making an animatic, is like writing down what you want to make. So let's listen to the song one last time. Open up the Please, Please, Please epic version by Morgan Clay. Zimbabwe. Cool. Good that we sorted that out, Suntix. Deathsmith. Okay, cool that I'm not the only one who's confused. Sorry. So we're going to listen to the song one more time and kind of compare our notes with it. I obviously can't play it live on stream, but if you want to listen to it separately, go to Please, Please, Please epic version by Morgan Clay and go to 2 minutes and 14 seconds in, and that's where we kind of go from. Faith. Why is the word bullying? I don't know. Zimbabwe is the answer. The answer to everything. So let's go through the notes one more time. I'll sing along. Please, 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 prove I'm right. And please, 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 don't bring me the tears when I just did my makeup so nice. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you, don't embarrass me. Yeah, I'm liking this, guys. Oh my gosh. I'm excited. And it goes, belting. Please, 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 prove I'm right. Yeah. Please, 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 don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice. Oh, yeah, This is heartbreaking. This is gonna hurt so bad. I'm so excited. Oh, yes. Love that. And then the Bright Flash. Yeah. I love how you guys have no context and you can't, if you're not playing the song alongside me, you have no context, you have no idea. It probably sounds really weird. Oh, I'm excited, guys. Ooh. Okay, we've planned out the animatic, everyone. In text, in writing. Now, what some people would do after this is probably make thumbnails sometimes on, like, just, you know, very literally the size of a thumbnail, tiny, tiny drawings to kind of give a visual indication of what they want to do. I used to do that. It's not something that I do anymore because I'm just like, I'm going to take my headphones off now, or one of my two headphones off because it's getting very tight on my head. It's giving me a headache. I'm not going to listen to the song again. But from here on, often people would do thumbnails. I don't do that. I just immediately get into drawing. And then we go from there. So that's, honestly, that's what we're going to be doing next stream. Is we're going to start drawing, I think. So what's good is once you've kind of got like the base plan of what you want to do, leave it for a bit. Leave it for a moment, step away, do something else. Like, leave it for a couple days and then come back to it and listen to the song again while reading through your notes. See if there's anything you'd like to change, anything you'd like to add, take away, any new ideas that you have. Because, you know, inspiration doesn't come in one go. Sometimes you have to force it. And sometimes, like, the idea comes to you in the shower or something. So, yeah, now you have. It's going to be so good. Yeah, let's go, let's go. So let's leave this for a bit, sit on this for a while. If I have any ideas during the week that I want to add to this, expand it with, then I will. But other than that, I think our next step next week, potentially, is to start drawing. And this is going to be an interesting part because this is not a part I've ever done on stream before. I haven't done this part on stream before either, so this was very fun and interesting. But yeah, I've never done the thumbnail sketching on stream, and usually it's very chaotic because it's usually something I do like at 11 p.m. just before going to sleep, because that's where I'm not overthinking stuff, because I usually overthink this step so much. And so yeah, this is just kind of like encouragement that, you know, we all go through the decision paralysis sometimes, and that's definitely the step of getting like initial sketches down is where I find the most decision paralysis. So it's gonna be an interesting stream. I'm really excited for it. We'll do that next week. But yeah, we've done a lot, guys. We had the Animatic Afterparty of one Animatic, and we've started the next. I'm really excited for this project. I'm already really daunting the task of trying to edit together some sort of cohesive tutorial on this, but we'll figure it out. Otherwise people will have just a couple of long streams to watch. But you usually do thumbnail sketches with paper and pencil for some reason when the project is digital. Yeah, I used to do it on pencil and paper as well. If I were to do thumbnail sketches, I used to do it on pencil and paper. I'll tell you what, I'm going to pop you guys over on this screen. When do I stream? I stream every Thursday. We do some gaming on Thursday from 7 p.m. onwards CET, which was an hour later than this stream started. And then every Saturday, no, ignore Saturdays. Every Sunday, we stream artwork and art. And so that's what we're going to do next Sunday. Did I say Sundays? Sunday evenings, 6 p.m. CET onwards is art. And so we'll be working on this animatic in streams to come. I think here and there, I'm gonna just, you know, plonk in a character design stream like we did for Kira a couple months ago. I wanna redesign all of our original characters, and I want to do that on stream with you guys because I think that was really fun to do with Kira. And so I'm gonna kind of sprinkle those in there here and there. But yeah, this is the next project that we're gonna be working on. But what do you mean? An hour? That's 1 p.m. your time. You're at school. I'm sorry. It's time zones are like that. It's when I have time to stream because I work part-time, I study full-time. It's just how it is. But yeah, that's my stream times, and that's where we'll be. Same time, same place next week for more art and more progress on this animatic. Oh, I'm really scared for the next step, but I'm also really excited because this part is like, you know, get your ideas out there is relatively easy. You can just write any kind of notes down, but actually getting a visual image to those notes can be really difficult. So I'm really intrigued as to how this will go on stream with you guys. You guys bring me awesome ideas or just confuddle me, I don't know. Time zone's my old enemy, absolutely. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We'll continue this next week. I'm excited. This is a really interesting project. You'll have to bear with me. I can understand maybe part of the process where, like, once you've heard the start of it, where you're like, this is how I do it, then I can imagine it probably doesn't stay as interesting to watch. Like the whole process, right? Whereas this is me explaining this is how I do it, and then you're like, cool, this is how she does it. Awesome, I'm done. I understand that it can be maybe like, and then it get a bit boring if I actually take you through the whole process. I don't know. But thanks for bearing with me on that, because I think this is just something that I want to do. And whoever wants to watch it wants to watch it. And yeah, you think it works. But yeah, I'll be taking you along for more of the project. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole sketching part on stream. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole line art part on stream, because those are very time intensive things and they take a lot of brain power. So I won't be as entertaining as otherwise or as high energy. Maybe you noticed that my energy kind of went down as I was focusing on these notes. That's just how it is. It's kind of like a balance between taking you guys along for the whole journey and like being able to perform the whole journey, if that makes sense. Because like I'm different on stream versus off stream. And it's just, you know, I feel like this is something that I really want to do. I've wanted to do it for years. And if you're along for the journey, that's awesome. But also don't feel bad if you can't catch every stream, because they're going to be long streams, my dudes. Anyway, it's okay, I guess. Joking. Said your art is flipping, so flipping much. I can read. Be okay missing streams. Got this. Don't be scared if anyone tries to make me feel bad. I have so many people that will do questionable legal things to make you happy again. Oh, bless you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, that's me. I'll see you guys on Thursday or on Saturday for some more, or on Sunday for some more art. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for the support on No Longer You, and I'm excited for the next project. But all that is left for me to do is to send you guys off into the void that is the internet. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye-bye.